Thank you, Al. Thank you.
So I think so. To start with, मेरे दिमाग में जो था कि यार we can start with कि LLMs and all those sorts of things. I'm sure जनता is aware, but just so that we are all on the same page, we're talking the same language. Start with LLM and what are the latest models and what am I doing? What is my experience? What is RAG? I'll just cover very quickly that. That is what I was thinking. So before I start blabbering more, I'd like to go round robin की बाकी सब लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं. Pandey ji, you're next on my screen, so आपकी बारी.
So honestly, for me, it is, it's just getting to know AI. मतलब इतना सब सब चर्चा हो रही है, तो it is just for that. I have really no expectations. I'm sure जो भी मिलेगा वो अच्छा ही होगा. So that's my starting point, and बस और कुछ नहीं है. OpenClaw मैंने डाउनलोड नहीं किया, मेरी थोड़ी फटी हुई है. सुन के कि सब क्या क्या कर देता है. So I am here. This is my first year, and that's as simple as that.
Pandey ji, you don't need to be very honest. OpenClaw is good, and बहुत सारी और. So I downloaded, I have developed agents on OpenClaw, and I have removed OpenClaw only because I am now working on my laptop. I work on client data as well, and उसमें security का थोड़ा सा था, and that Tripathi and I had a big discussion about that. I don't do that क्योंकि Claude code में मुझे वही OpenClaw की capabilities मिल जाती है, and I'll elaborate on that. So you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
ठीक है. The only thing I would say, जैसे आपने बोला ना कि समझना है, I think what I would suggest is try to relate to the concepts that we are discussing. Try to relate to your use cases that you can think of in your work.
Exactly.
Because then that will help you understand, and we can discuss that a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay?
And that's really the intent. That's the intent.
Correct. सुदीप कुमार, इससे पहले कि तुम सो जाओ, तुम मेरे स्क्रीन पे नेक्स्ट हो, बोलो तुम्हें क्या सुनना है और क्या डिस्कस करना है.
सो गया है ऑलरेडी
लगता है. यहाँ म्यूट पे है सुदीप, यू आर इन म्यूट.
बट इतने जल्दी क्यों सो गया?
आप जल्दी सो गए.
KD, you're next.
So actually couple of questions. One is related, one is unrelated. पहली बात, ये OpenClaw को इंस्टॉल करना है, सिक्योरिटी कैसा है? तो I am just trying to get all my stuff moved to a new laptop and then use the old one, which is a ThinkPad, to do it across. And my interest is purely financial analysis, functional, technical. दूसरा, how it is, see, I got a PC ASUS, which is a Copilot plus PC. So अभी ये Copilot plus PC है, इसका मतलब कुछ तो डेस्कटॉप पे भी मेरे AI कैपेबिलिटीज हैं. तो OpenClaw में और इसमें फर्क क्या है? मतलब मैं बिना मतलब के ना काय को, अगर Copilot से काम चल रहा है मेरा, तो why can't I do it using Copilot itself? Or I can use OpenClaw on the other machine to test it out altogether. So what is the difference between these AI PCs and OpenClaw जो तुम डाउनलोड करोगे सिक्योरिटी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से? क्योंकि दैट इज अ बिगर कंसर्न. मेन लैपटॉप पे करने की मेरी औकात नहीं है, अभी हिम्मत नहीं है इसको. OpenClaw
गॉट इट. सो जो मैंने सिक्योरिटी का बोला था, सो इट्स नॉट, ऐसा नहीं है कि OpenClaw डाउनलोड करोगे तो यू आर डाउनलोडेड लॉट ऑफ वायरसेस, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ठीक है. इट्स जस्ट रिमेंबर द अर्ली डेज ऑफ लिनक्स में भी बहुत ये था कि यार क्या ओपन करते हैं क्या नहीं ओपन करते हैं, और इसमें पहले हुआ था. इफ यू सी OpenClaw की जो लाइब्रेरीज थी उसमें देवर एजेंट इंजेक्शंस थे उसमें, बट अ लॉट ऑफ दैट हैज बीन क्लियर्ड आउट नाउ. मैंने अपना स्पेसिफिक केस इसलिए बताया क्योंकि आई हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल बिकॉज मेरे NDA वगैरह में लिखा हुआ है. सो आई डोंट डेवलप एजेंट्स बिकॉज आई एम कमिंग फ्रॉम एंटरप्राइज साइड, Tripathi इज कमिंग फ्रॉम अ पर्सनल यूजर साइड. सो दैट्स अ बिग डिफरेंस. सो OpenClaw ऐसा नहीं है. अ लॉट ऑफ, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, OpenClaw is, what is the difference? It helps you create agents. It's different from Copilot. Copilot is actually having underneath the engine. If I can use the term, underneath there is a model. ठीक है. MI है, बहुत सारे models हैं उसके अभी, and I'll get into the orchestration layer as well. But OpenClaw is, use it as a framework to develop agents and develop apps from front end to back end. You can do all that, and Tripathi will speak a lot more detail about that. So that is a big difference you said. Now, the other thing, let me just clarify, क्योंकि वो फिर बाद में it just becomes a bit hazy. I think there is कोपायलट का बहुत सारे लोगों का ये होता है कि कोपायलट में तुम एजेंट डेवलप नहीं कर सकते, ये नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकते, एंड क्लॉड इज बेस्ट या जेमिनी इज बेस्ट. माय पर्सनल, आई एम यूजिंग मोर ऑन जेमिनी एंड क्लॉड, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट कोपायलट्स आप एजेंट्स डेवलप नहीं कर सकते. आई हैव डन दैट. आई हैव डेवलप्ड एजेंट्स इवन इन ओपनएआई. ठीक है, इट्स जस्ट दैट जिसके लिए आपको 3 इंस्ट्रक्शंस लगेंगी, उसमें Copilot में you will have to write a lot more specific instructions because the underlying model is not catered. It doesn't have the requisite skills to do what I want to do. But अगर आपको email summarize करना है, वो सब करना है, उसमें MI और उसके जो underlying agent है, they are perfect. There will be actually no difference between Copilot and OpenAI or whatever. We are just so used to OpenAI. Yeah.
But fundamentally, Copilot, ChatGPT, and all of that will require inputs from you time and again, depending on your requirements. It's like it's not like a one-time setup. जो agentic जो आपके लिए OpenClaw करे. So that is the fundamental difference.
That is one. The other thing also is OpenClaw will work on you. You can connect OpenClaw to any underlying model. You can develop the agent on, and you can then relate it to Gemini or a Claude. You can develop, basically it's an agent development framework or agent development toolkit, if I may call it.
Plus, at the same time, you could also have that comfort if you are security sensitive to host it via your own server, vis-a-vis say a Claude or ChatGPT or जो open है.
MCP server तो यार अब generally will become a thing जो करना पड़ेगा लोगों को. But anyway, I'll leave
what
that.
What is MCP server?
हाँ, MCP server, not MCP.
No, what is MCP server?
मैं समझाऊंगा वो, मैं केडी में समझाऊंगा तेरे को. MCP रैग सब समझाऊंगा तेरे को, ठीक है ना?
ठीक है.
So model context protocol, just अगर कीड़ा तब तक शांत ना हो.
Got it. So Bhrata, you want to tell your expectation, but you will anyway sleep. तो देख लो, मतलब कुछ बोलना है तो बोल सकते हो.
बोल देता हूँ, उसके सोने के पहले बोल देता हूँ. So Dushyant mentioned like different ways. So I use OpenClaw. I install it on an old Mac machine, जो ऐसे ही घर पे पड़ा हुआ था, and like उस पे 2019-18 का Mac machine है पुराना. So I reformatted completely, install it, and what I did is I created kind of agent to get a morning brief. So morning brief includes like what are the weather, what are the chat messages, एक सदगुरु का वेबसाइट है उसके साथ इंटीग्रेट किया है. तो that is the only thing I've done on OpenClaw. भी कुछ and now I think like they have got an interface with WhatsApp, but they don't do anything with the WhatsApp chat messages. What they do is like you can connect to your OpenClaw server on your Mac on WhatsApp. So WhatsApp पे तुम OpenClaw को ping कर सकते हो, तो mobile भी हो जाएगा, but it runs on your machine. So that is what I've done. So that is like just like at a personal level learning, but not for any serious users yet. And then for personal level, I use ChatGPT. $20 का जो है वो मेरी family use करती है. We, like all 4 of us use that, and we share the login. So उसके through I also use that for teaching physics or teaching statistics. दो subject में teach करता हूँ. So I use mostly for that purpose. Like मेरे बच्चे भी use करते हैं, मतलब to get some help. So this is mostly for that purpose, ChatGPT. But the same ChatGPT is integrated to OpenClaw also. Okay.
Yeah.
The same
$20.
ChatGPT Pro version. Although I think OpenClaw integrates with any other any paid version, correct? But
you can choose any model.
Yeah, any
you can
model.
choose offline models as well. So yeah.
तो ये दोनों जो है ChatGPT and OpenClaw mostly हो गया personal level पे. Office में I used Microsoft Copilot. So in the last 6 months, I've never sent an email myself 100% or responded to that. So मेरा हर एक email I try to use Microsoft Copilot or reply through Microsoft Copilot. 100% तो नहीं, फिर उसको modify किया अपने ढंग से. But advantage is that it tries to learn your way of writing. My English is not very strong. Like I don't want to use lots of jargon language which goes to my boss, and boss को लगेगा कि ChatGPT use कर रहा है ये बंदा. So that is one big advantage of Microsoft Copilot versus ChatGPT. ChatGPT में तो डालेगा तो they give you like not like you kind of message, whereas Microsoft Copilot is start learning your way of writing, correct?
Right.
Then respond accordingly. तो अभी तक उस स्टेज पे तो नहीं आया, but I'm hoping that another 6 months, 1 year, my licensed version of Copilot will start responding like me. थोड़ा सा personalized होगा. PPT, I have not started using it. It sucks, in my opinion. It doesn't work. Excel also, it doesn't work. But email and Teams work very well. We also use Team for all the meetings. So summary and all, team message summary. So I stopped using Zoom because of that. We use both Zoom and Teams. So now I'm moving more towards Team because of Microsoft Copilot.
So
because it's all your meetings.
Things that you want to sort of discuss in this, and
I don't know, Dushyant. I don't know what, but let me complete what I'm doing, what I do and what my team. So this is what I do. Okay. But I also manage data and AI team. So in the enterprise level, we also use chat with data. So we use Snowflake. So Snowflake has got Snowflake intelligence. So instead of writing the SQL query and all, you can chat with your data. It's just like LLM. But there we use 3 models, all 3, Gemini and ChatGPT and those 3 models. So it's on auto mode. You can hard code your Snowflake intelligence to a particular model, but we don't hard code. We just let Snowflake decide which model to use, the better. So that we have rolled out to some of the groups, where instead of just using the dashboard, you can chat with the data. What is my revenue? What is my revenue trend? Those kind of stuff. What is my booking number in the last 5 years, by quarter, by customer, by product? So for that, Snowflake AI works very good. And एक और है कि Power BI हम लोग यूज करते हैं. क्यों हंस रहा है गोपाल?
अरे कोई नहीं, तू चालू रखो भ्राता, अपना भाषण फिनिश करें आप.
एक Power BI यूज करते हैं. तो Power BI has also released Power BI Copilot, but Power BI Copilot is not that advanced yet. हम लोग रिलीज तो किया है, लेकिन उतना सक्सेस नहीं है अभी तक. So it has got lots. Probably it will take 1 year to develop. Then we have got a data science, जहाँ पर मतलब पुराने कुछ लोग हैं, they still try to write their own machine learning model and train it. They don't believe in that LLMs and all. So mostly the product side का है, log files से सब. तो थोड़ा सा legacy models भी है, जहाँ पर they write and machine learn. So वहाँ पर but they are like hardcore machine learning engineers. They don't believe in LLMs. They try to learn their own model, try to build and train their own model. So custom model types है. So वो है. That is what we do.
How many people have you fired last few months in your team?
Zero.
Zero, is it? Okay.
खाली firing.
अब मेरे को नौकरी दे देना कोई, अगर मेरी नौकरी चली जाए तो.
ठीक है, your turn now, Vineet. Your turn. You have to say what is your expectation from this.
मैं इसलिए आया हूँ कि I'm alive. I might be fired next 2-3 months if I'm not fired, but मेरा CV forward कर देना आप लोग, बस इसीलिए आया.
तुझे 10 साल से ज्यादा हो गया, खूब तुझे मिलेगा वो क्या बोलते हैं.
तो यार बॉब, तू तेरे को कोई फायर करने वाला नहीं है, तू पैसा कमा रहा है कंपनी में.
तू 10 साल से बोल रहा है तेरे को फायर कर देंगे. 10 साल से
नहीं करने वाला तेरे को.
उसको एजेंट लिखना है कि उसका CV सब जगह ऑटोमेटिकली चला जाएगा ऐसे.
ये हो सकता है क्या? मैं पैसा दे दूंगा किसी को.
रोहित
पहले शक्ल दिखाएगा तभी बताएंगे तुझे कैसे होता है.
अब बुढ़ा हो गया यार. मेरी बीवी बोली थी कौन बुढ़े लोगों से बात कर रहा है. मैंने कहा मेरे क्लासमेट्स हैं.
त्रिपाठी जी एक बात बताओ.
सारे बुढ़े लोग हैं.
त्रिपाठी जी
जवान बुढ़े. तेरे को बोलना चाहिए था जवान बुढ़े.
Raman, your turn.
Vineet, I'm asking one question on behalf of Vineet. त्रिपाठी जी, OpenClaw के थ्रू can I submit my resume on LinkedIn?
Of course.
course.
No, LinkedIn
Very
का
easy.
पता नहीं, but
LinkedIn का
you can
API
do it
है
LinkedIn.
OpenClaw पे. But
Hey,
what
easier
I'm
नहीं,
saying
login
is,
करना पड़ता
I
login
will put my resume. If I put my
हाँ.
resume on OpenClaw server and then
हाँ.
link it to like LinkedIn and say
no,
that
you link it to an ATS ना, वहां से चला जाएगा.
है क्या रोहित त्रिपाठी?
वो एक है ना बॉन्ड.
काम करेंगे ना यार, वो
कैसे
तो
आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करेंगे कि कौन से जॉब पे?
अबे रोहित त्रिपाठी,
लगा सकते हैं।
रोहित त्रिपाठी, तुम एक बात बताओ, तुम ये जो
25 साल
जो
पहले भी
चीज अभी
serious
बोली
नहीं
गई
था,
है,
आज भी नहीं है।
कितना पैसा लोगे तुम? मैं तुम्हें बता दूंगा किस किस को सीवी भेजना है. हर महीने उसके व्हाट्सएप पे सीवी जाना चाहिए.
ठीक है.
विनीत, वो बताने की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए ना.
वेरी गुड आइडिया.
वो बताने की क्यों जरूरत है? वो AI एजेंट फाइंड आउट करेगा ना. जब लिंक्डइन पे जैसे जॉब पोस्ट होगा तेरा सीवी चला जाएगा.
अरे मैं भैंचो जॉब की थोड़ी वेट करूंगा, मेरे को तो अभी करना है ना. आई विल नॉट वेट फॉर फायरिंग टू जॉब टू हैपन.
गाइस रिलैक्स रहे, फिर वो टाइम भी खत्म हो जाएगा. रमन, यू
नहीं
वांट
नहीं,
टू
बट ये
ऐड?
यूज केस है, ये यूज केस
इट इज अ
है.
यूज केस भाई, इट इज अ यूज केस.
तो
वील
ये यूज
डिस्कस
केस
दैट.
सॉल्व करो ना मेरे लिए.
कर देंगे इसको. ओके, नोटेड, पॉइंट नोटेड.
Raman,
Yeah,
पूरा ट्रांसक्रिप्ट हो रहा है सब.
come on.
yeah. So for me, so in my product, what we have tried to do is we have tried to do some AI. We have developed we have implemented a few use cases in our own, kind of product. Some of it is working, some of it is not working as well. That is number one. Now we have enabled my entire team. I mean, not entire team. Most of my team uses either GitHub Copilot or they use Cursor, and they use a variety of others. So they have their own choice. They can use whichever AI tool they want. And I personally have paid accounts for many of the AI tools. So the idea behind looking at this is there are some use cases which I want to, kind of really work to see if I can, put it into our product, because getting the people to do it is becoming more and more difficult. They're unable to understand or getting the right resourcing. So if there is a way in which we can, kind of easily put in certain use cases into our product, or how we can better develop applications, I think I'm looking at that at the moment.
Good. Sudhanshu? Mute. Gopal, you want to go while he brings up?
So, okay.
Yeah.
So I think I have recently been introduced to this whole AI thing through DK only. So I have been trying to be a user, so to say. So हमने कुछ एक दो agents develop किए हैं for talent identification and doing some stuff with sports. So I think I'll probably be more a listener, just to sort of improve my understanding and maybe become a better user of some of these tools. So development वगैरह तो मेरे को पहले भी मैं कभी नहीं करना चाहता था, तो अब मेरे लिए अच्छा है. रोहित त्रिपाठी would vouch for that. So I think if this helps me do a little bit of development at my end, small stuff, I think that will be great.
Great. Gopal.
For me, I think मतलब theory बहुत पढ़ लिया, but I think practically not done anything. एक तो है कि company में use भी नहीं कर सकते हैं. There are a lot of restrictions and so on. However, recently what I heard is they have opened up Copilot Studio, which is for creating agents, which is different than Copilot. जिसमें you can sort of so अभी training sign up किया है, wherein you can, like vibe coding, you can give मेरे को ये करना है, then it will start framing the user requirements and it creates a data model, सब करेगी, and it will tell you. That is what the theory is. So never tried anything. So एक लॉट का सुना तो बोला practically कुछ करके देखेंगे. So that was the only objective.
गोपाल वो Microsoft Copilot agent है.
So there are two. One is a Copilot जो हम लोग ChatGPT जैसा use करते हैं. Then there is another one which is called Copilot Studio, and Copilot Studio is a part of the Power Platform. It is just for creating
Copilot Studio भी, गोपाल Copilot Studio भी वो Microsoft का Copilot Studio बोल रहा है जो Microsoft 365. What I was saying is, like when I was saying like Microsoft 365, so Microsoft 365 also comes with the studio where you can write your own agentic AI. You can develop your own agentic AI. So Microsoft का studio बोल रहा है कि दूसरा studio है.
नहीं Microsoft करके but there are two. One is Copilot, one is Copilot Studio.
हाँ नहीं
So
नहीं नहीं
Copilot is
माइक्रोसॉफ्ट
like
ओके
ChatGPT.
ओके ओके जब हम लोग माइक्रोसॉफ्ट 365 बोलते हैं तो उसमें स्टूडियो भी आता है
अच्छा.
Sumit, then
Hey guys,
Pankaj.
so I don't know क्या expectation है मेरा इस call से, but I think Gopal probably put it right कि theory तो बहुत पढ़ ली, मोटा मोटा dabble भी किया है. I think my constant confusion is this: there is just so much out there, so much कि what is that first 5%, 1%, 2% that you should even focus on? वो मेरा sort of a constant confusion होता है. I mean, recently Tripathi helped me install OpenClaw, so connected it to WhatsApp, played a little. वो वहीं छूट गया है. गोपाल mentioned Microsoft Copilot Studio, कुछ महीने पहले वो भी किया. साइड में OpenAI और वो सब कुछ टाइम पास तो करते ही रहते हैं. So it's like I'm kind of क्या बोलते हैं, jumping between too many things and never really getting to something where I feel that hey, I know something better. So yeah, I think a little more practicality of doing things. I'd love to see that. MCP, for example, I know what theoretically MCP does. I've not seen it being used. So that's an example. OpenClaw, thankfully, thanks to Tripathi, I now know to some extent. So yeah, a little more practical stuff, but also a little more of a conversation around in the role that I am in, right? Sales leadership kind of a role. What might be what should be your learning path, if you will. So yeah, something like that.
Good. Pankaj? पता नहीं है क्या.
एक्सपेक्टेशंस यार मेरे आसपास बहुत सारे पीएचडी होल्डर्स हैं, वो मतलब अलग लेवल है, इसलिए मैं मतलब मेरे लेवल पे कोई मिलता नहीं है मुझे. सो प्लीज हेल्प मी गाइस कि क्या फॉलो करना है, किधर से फॉलो करना है.
पहले चेहरा
बाकी यूज
दिखाना
केसेस
पड़ेगा.
भरे पड़े हैं हमारे कंपनी में, दबा के यूज होता है. आई हैव सीन इट इन द यूज, सो देयर इज नो डर्थ ऑफ दैट इन दिस इंडस्ट्री. तो बट वो करने वाले लोग बहुत ही ऊपर के लेवल के हैं, मुझे लगता है बार बार. तो मैं आई कॉन्स्टेंटली फील आउट ऑफ प्लेस विद देम. सो मुझे एक्चुअली माई चैलेंज इज हाउ डू आई मेक माई सेल्फ लिटिल बिट रेलेवेंट फॉर यू नो दोज डिस्कशंस. वहाँ पे मेरा स्ट्रगल है आज के डेट में. सो इफ यू गाइज कैन सजेस्ट.
Very aptly put.
You are in the right place now.
And then let me just, I'm not saying I'm an expert by any stretch of imagination. But I'd say one thing. I think I have seen in companies or in the consulting world, consulting as in jo aajkal AI consulting, people are making big deal out of it as well. And I'm just trying to touch on, Sumit Doshi, your question as well. I think my suggestion would be just pick up one small use case, pick up one platform. Most platforms are very good. When I say most, I would say pick up Gemini, Claude, or OpenAI. Pick up one. All these models are catching up. Their capabilities, yes, kuch mein achhi, kuch mein, but pick up one use case, pick up one platform, do it. That's it.
Yeah.
बहुत सारे लोग अपना डिफेंसिवनेस की वजह से इसको बहुत बड़ा हवा बना के बताते हैं. I'll show you exactly how I have implemented. I'm not saying this is the best implementation, but this is working. And the clients have called me for repeat work.
Nice.
So I think to an extent that is, and they have talked to, some of these I won out of competition, as in after competing with some people. Okay? So
Okay.
Again, this playbook is evolving. This is not, the other thing I would say, again, related to that question, is that models are evolving very fast. So you will jump in.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
While he joins, Kshitij, CIO आ गया एक और. Kshitij, we are sharing expectations from this session. तो तेरा कुछ है या तू कुछ ज्ञान देना चाहता है तो दे दे. म्यूट पे तू.
एजेंट
CIO is on mute.
एजेंट चल रहा है इधर।
हाँ एजेंट लग रहा है। ये भी गोरा हो गया है।
However,
Sorry, Dushyant, we lost you for a while. So I've asked Kshitij to, I think mute पे ही है वो।
एक चीज देख रहा है कि नहीं, दुष्यंत पूरा एकदम फॉर्मल ड्रेस में है, बाकी सब लोग चड्डी
वो
बनियान।
पहले से भी, I mean, he
Kitchen wear.
prepare भी किया है पूरे हफ्ते। So I think there was fair bit of seriousness.
गोपाल तो लग रहा है कि एकदम, गोपाल
तुम सब
तो लग
लोग-
रहा है जैसे नीति के
Kshitij mute. Kshitij, you're on mute.
टीवी रूम में।
He is saying I know, but अब हम कैसे सुने अब उसको?
नहीं,
या
नहीं,
तो
वो
ऐसे
actually-
ऐसे करेगा वो अब।
क्षितिज तो म्यूट पे है।
अरे यार, okay.
हाँ।
अब ठीक है, अब ठीक है।
For some reason, the unmute button was not working at all. No. I just joined out of inquisitiveness to
CIO का
see me.
unmute button नहीं काम कर रहा। मतलब तेरी टीम में
अब
करके
he's
रखा है।
gone now. उसने अब डिस्कनेक्ट कर दिया।
मतलब उसको
आ गया,
laptop
आ गया,
पे
आ गया।
उसने करके रखा है। उसको आज पहली बार पता चला कि उसका अनम्यूट बटन नहीं चलता।
आया
अब फिर
आया
नहीं
तो
चल
फिर
रहा
से
तेरा।
म्यूट पे, फिर से म्यूट पे चला गया। अब अनम्यूट करने की कोशिश करेगा तो
उसका जो बटन चल रहा है वो वही दबा दिया।
So I'll just finish off the earlier this thing. So I don't know where you guys
I
lost
was
me.
using the earphones, इसलिए it was muting for some reason my microphone. I know.
तुम तो CIO है, तुम अनम्यूट पे भी
So, what do you want to know?
लोग
Expectations?
सुन
I
लेंगे
have no
तेरे।
expectations, sir. I have no expectations. But I can tell you what some kids in my team are doing using Cloud Code and automation for SDLC software development in
Nice.
particular. काफी हमने last 3 months में तो काफी कम automate कर दिया using Cloud Code and co-work. Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh.
So for SDLC, okay, fine.
Yeah, everything from PRD. So now people are just giving commands and from
Nice.
discovery to PRD generation to reading the markdown files to creating the Jira tickets, writing back into Confluence pages, developing code, testing code, automating release production. Like in parts, all the points are automated with some kind of interface for human in the loop to just approve, validate. Post to production, right? So yeah, for low risk development where the cost of things breaking down is not too high, I think we have kind of given them full access to use Cloud Code and co-work as they seem fit. But token consumption बहुत हो गया है, मतलब public. I think just to give a context, yeah, पूरे team का token consumption monthly I think is coming to almost 20-25 grand, which is almost एक बंदे का salary खा रहे हैं like 20-30 लोग मिलके.
25 US, 25K US.
Yeah. If everybody uses like a full month, right, and there's a team, so which is okay because I can easily cut one headcount and
Correct.
in return fund token consumption of everybody else,
इससे
and
ये
they are
पता
happier.
लगा कि बाबू सैलरी बहुत देता है। हाँ?
But you are also getting a lot of output as well, na?
Hey Kshitij, I've got a question for you because this happened with me recently. One of my employee I hired.
Yes.
She negotiated like my company, and this happened for the first time. She negotiated minimum $50,000 of token as a perk. So company, my company has to provide up to 50,000, minimum $50,000 per year as kind of a salary component to her.
Yeah. So no, this is become very common.
ये किसी के कंपनी में स्टार्ट हुआ है क्या ऐसा होना?
वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है क्या? कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है क्या वो?
नहीं PhD मशीन लर्निंग
मतलब एम्प्लॉई है कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट?
नहीं एम्प्लॉई है. So as part of employee, like you negotiate your salary, you negotiate your bonus, correct? Or the sign-in bonus. She also negotiated like my company Sienna has to support minimum this much dollar of token.
Yeah.
And that is there in her employment letter.
Yeah. So एक headcount से नहीं होगा, पंकु 2-3 लोगों का headcount होगा, but that is like the max.
ऐसा स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ अभी तक.
नहीं, but people are openly saying, instead of putting a vendor or contractor, you just give us extra cloud tokens, हम लोग absorb कर लेंगे work.
But PhD के केस में तो ज्यादा होगा ही ना, because
नहीं राजू, वो नहीं ज्यादा होगा वो मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना कि employment contract में public ने negotiate
Yeah,
करना है.
okay, got it, understood.
But उसमें Kshitij, what I was saying was कि ठीक है तेरे token consumption बढ़ी है, but you're getting from the same pool of people, you're getting a lot of throughput as well, ना?
Yeah, productivity has gone up, and mainly is the speed of development, right? See, a lot of things we always had to kind of go into a prioritization session because, we cannot do entire roadmap because of, story point, burn down, velocity, team size. But now at least the capacity is not a problem. Nobody says, yeah, we can't do it because capacity is a problem. There might be other limitations, right? Architectural consideration or kuch to hoga. Security has become bottleneck. But nobody says, we don't have capacity for development. I think that excuse is gone now.
Per day burn rate अगर तू निकाले for the development from the whole SDLC cycle, per day burn rate तेरी काफी drop हो जाएगी ना?
Exactly. But I mean, there are see the bottleneck is moved to elsewhere. The bottleneck is no longer in the development. The bottleneck is in
review.
Review, testing, integration, security, pen testing, release support, operations, what's up.
And then
So it is like the goal, right? The constraint is moving. So
it's constraint. लेकिन दूसरी बात ये है कि अभी shipping time is so low. अभी post implementation उसको refining में ज़्यादा time लगता है.
Yeah. और शुरू में तो बहुत ही buggy था, but अभी वो नहीं इतना problem. After this Opus 4.6 and Sonnet January में release, at least the problem of context rot and then memory hallucination वो सब अभी बहुत कम हो गया है. And people are no longer doing vibe coding. They are all doing basically BMAD or spec-it करके. They are all doing basically spec-driven coding. So it is a little bit more reliable therefore. That's
what is BMAD?
Business model analysis and design. It's basically a framework for spec-driven coding, like spec-it. Okay. If you know spec-it. So BMAD उसका ही भाई है. Basically, it's for basically defining kind of your requirements to be fed in a markdown file.
Understood. So essentially, the prompt is already templated.
So prompt को template कर दिया ना, it becomes a skill. So Claude code and Cowork has a lot of skills, but it needs still input and variable and all the conditions around it, what you call the harness and hooks for basically triggering some checks and balances.
Wow. 2 साल में भाषा ही बदल गई है यार पूरी.
2 साल 3 महीने में मेरे को ये सब कुछ नहीं पता था. जनवरी से जब मैं छुट्टी से वापस आया देखा तो मतलब पूरा Jan, Feb, March 3 महीने में बदला है सब कुछ. Everything after Claude released I think Opus 4.6 or something, it changed everything just last 3 months.
Wow.
अभी तो Mythos आ रहा है.
हाँ
चलो
और चलो
shall we start, Dushyant?
Sure.
I think we've covered everything. I think most of it.
I think
रह गया हो तो
similar sort of themes that are coming up.
Do you want to start now?
We can start. I'll just finish
up. We
up.
75 minutes abhi.
ठीक है. I'll take very quick time before I show some demo. Tripathi, ठीक है? I'll show some demo of the.
Let's start with you.
ठीक है.
Or actually, just give me 2 minutes. मैं थोड़ा सा I just want to थोड़ा मैं layout करता हूँ. And so that because today we had a conversation before this session, कैसे करते हैं? So basically, to understand all of these things, you have to understand 3 terms. Okay, the first term is called RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation. Second term you have to understand is MCP, which is model context protocol. So what me and DK Dushyant have decided. Dushyant will show you how he is using all of these. So he has created agents in Gemini, and he uses that for doing client work, and he'll show how he's doing that. And that's an amazing piece of work, like really powerful work. So he will show that, and then I will take you to absolute basics. So I will create from scratch. I will create from ground zero से. So I'll create a text file, a normal text file, और उसमें मैंने कुछ data डाल दिया. मैं increase some of the data, and what I have done is I have used LLM के अंदर में एक बहुत powerful चीज है. It can understand meanings using something called embeddings. तो वो मैं basic from scratch I will start showing you what exactly is an agent, and it will also answer some of the questions कि Microsoft Pilot कहाँ use करना है, agent कहाँ use करना है. And then we'll wrap it up with OpenClaw Installations. Saket, one of my team member colleague, is here in the group, or he will help us with all of us. on all the different platforms. जिसको install करना, we can do installation there as well. ठीक है? So okay, DK. So DK will start with RAG part and the agent part, and he'll give the how he's using this in real world life, which is very powerful.
Right, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Screen share.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So basically, these are all the sort of agents. I'm not going to run through all of them, but some of them I'll run through. I'll show you what. So, you know,
Dushyant, आवाज.
Yeah, your voice is breaking. I think switch off your video.
Yeah, I think some internet problem there.
दुष्यंत आवाज नहीं आ रही यार.
Okay. Let me. What's the best way? Because if I stop the video, then मेरी sharing भी रुक जाएगी ना कि नहीं?
नहीं. No, but
नहीं,
I think it must be just patching it. You start again.
Is it? Can you not hear me?
Yes,
and can you see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so basically, Clever Ledger is an agent that I've implemented. I think at most of my clients. When I say most of my clients, I have 5 clients so far. Started in December, and this is P&L analysis, or 6 would be RMX जहाँ पर मैंने implement किया था, सीखा था. Now there I implemented it on top of Gemini, but उसके बाद I have implemented in Claude. I've not implemented in Copilot, but I have integrated it with OpenAI as well. Now, how does it look like?
तो पहले थोड़ा use case बता दे.
बताता हूँ, 1 minute. So essentially what you feed in, so this is generally, this is the last sort of client का scene जो मैंने client का use case जो मैंने sanitize कर दिया है. So essentially what you will do is you'll upload your P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, any other subledger, and it can learn what format it comes from. It can come from any format. We can train it, and then it can produce a report, exec style or a detailed report on your P&L performance, month on month, quarter on quarter, year on year, etc. Now, what is the input that goes into this? The input that goes into this is, let's say I've created 3 sort of, this is all synthetic data. So synthetic data may, and these could be separate files. So this is a classic balance sheet, somewhere this nature you might have seen, you might not have seen, but that's a classic balance sheet. This is a P&L, actuals versus budget, and what are your cash forecast drivers, etc. And this is the metadata, how to understand what is there in the 3 sheets and who's the owner of each of the areas. So once you do that. So what I will, so rather than running it through this API, and there could be some latency, I don't know what's happening in the internet, I'll run straight via the backend, which is the Gemini. So let me just run, hopefully it runs properly here.
Hey Dushyant,
Yo.
थोड़ा सा अगर थोड़ा use case बता देगा ना तो थोड़ा समझने में आसानी होगी. So I understand like you are doing the financial statement, P&L, both actual and forecasted. Balance should be actual forecasted and cash flow be also actual forecasted, correct?
Yes, and it's basically going to produce a summary report for the CFO or CEO, or the detailed report for business unit heads.
So though तूने spreadsheet दिखाया, this is what I understood, that you have got actual P&L forecasted, P&L actual balance sheet forecasted, actual cash flow forecasted, cash flow,
not forecasted.
in the spreadsheet. Okay, you upload that spreadsheet to Gemini, and you are trying to create like executive kind of report, SEC reporting, those kind of formats based on that. Is that true?
Correct.
तो SEC ये सब का reporting like all वो सब भी कर रहा है क्या? Like
whatever you want. It can be trained on any kind of reporting you want. It could be management style reporting that you want.
Or
It could
regulatory
be
also.
SEC reporting, it could be any kind of reporting.
Or regulatory reporting also.
Exactly, exactly.
But so for example, if I put the SEC format, regulatory reporting SEC format, it can create a report in that format.
Absolutely. It can absorb from
Okay, go ahead.
IIM,
Thank
it
you.
can absorb from SAP, Oracle, whatever, JD, whatever you have. We can train it.
No, that I understood. That I understood. But instead of directly connecting, for in this use case, you are uploading through a spreadsheet.
Correct, correct. So this I have implemented, as I said, on all clients, because normally in a finance team, they will spend at least the last week of the month, sorry, the first week of the following month in financial reporting, and it will just continue. It consumes a lot of people's time in that. So this reduces that time quite a lot. And just to give you an idea, so basically it goes in steps and asks for human input after every step. So it's just checking whether the data is in the correct format or not. So as you said, this is for the audit log because it's a financial statement. One is audit log of what it has done. One is an audit of where the human was involved. So it's not a black box.
Raman हाथ उठा रहा है.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Raman, you're on mute.
Yeah, no, is it like you're creating a project in this? Is it like a project where you put your data and then goes? Is that
No.
what you're doing?
No, it's creating it's creating a separate chat. So every time I start a agent, it'll create a separate chat. So I can go back to that chat anytime.
Yeah,
So
no. What I'm saying is, no, for example, in the ChatGPT and Claude, you have an option called project. So for example, so this is a project, right?
So this is all in chat. So project is a concept from Claude and ChatGPT, as you said. Here, it just lists in all these chats on the left-hand side. Raman.
No, I get, no. My question, Dushyant, is, say for example, if I'm, how I understand it is, say for example, I'm working on a particular area. I create a project for the data and all my data is in that. So it understands context. So would what you're doing in agent be the same?
Yes, that's right. So Claude project exactly would be the same, because ChatGPT project is different, but in Claude project, you'll put all the instructions for the context and everything. Yes, you're right. Sorry, I thought you were asking how do you manage the files and all. Sorry.
Yeah. But how is ChatGPT different? I thought that's the same.
Sorry?
ChatGPT is also the same, no?
No, I think you can't put detailed instructions. I've not created agent for a while now for ChatGPT. So I don't know in the latest one, have you, do you
No, there is custom, custom GPT.
Custom GPT hota hai. Custom GPT yahi hota hai. It's the same thing as custom GPT,
Yeah. The Gem and Gemini is custom GPT in
ChatGPT. Yeah.
So that would mean if I create a project and give context, that is what you call an agent. Would that be right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's not a general meaning of agent. That's the meaning of agent as how Gemini sees it or OpenAI sees it.
Yeah. In Gemini, Raman, the project is called, I think, notebook or what? Kya bolte hain?
Gems. So that's what these are. So these are all on my screen. These are all the gems. Okay, उसमें से Clever Ledger is the one that I've.
Doshi, पूछना.
Okay, thank you.
I think, I think it got answered. I had a similar question. This is equivalent to a GPT in OpenAI.
Yeah. Yes.
My GPT, yes. My GPT, yes.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, going back.
तो फर्स्ट स्टेप इसमें ये है कि वो बता रहा है कि मेरा फाइल सही फॉर्मेट में है कि नहीं और सारे उसमें कोई इनकंसिस्टेंसी तो नहीं है.
Correct.
Sorry, Dushyant, I just interject. See, once, and this is more generic question, is that say I create a project in Claude. Does it use external data or it will use only the data I provided?
No, it will use only the data. If the instruction is to use only the data that you provided, it will only use that data. So right now, the numbers that you're seeing, it is using only this data that I provided in the Excel sheet. And so will be the Claude one.
Yeah, but for the analysis and, say the for example, the analysis of whatever it gives out, will it use general context? So it has to have some context to give you that. No? So will that keep going or will that be constant?
No, so that context I give in instructions. So let me just show you. Actually, maybe
yeah, I'd love to see instructions, because the GPT मैंने बनाया है OpenAI में, but then nothing as elaborate as this, where there is a very specific outcome. When you're talking of a report, the outcome has to be absolutely specific with no scope for anything here and there. I've created GPTs which generate, let's say, market analysis kind of stuff, where there is a lot of scope for stuff going here and there. So
it's not shippable.
No, I'll tell you, Dushyant, maybe I'll give you a specific example of what we are facing. So we created something. Now, if I give it the exact same data and I ask it same question on 2 different occasions, it gives me 2 different answers.
That shouldn't be possible, because that is where I put the guardrails that, sorry, that should not be happening. So this is the instruction file that has gone into this gem. So you see all the gates have been defined, right? These are all mandatory instructions. So complete the analysis for the gate. What do you need to do? Gate 0 is data ingestion. So it goes through 6 gates. At every gate checkpoint, that's what it asks me, approved or not. It'll always do that.
Yeah, it's how elaborate the instruction.
I've given guardrails. That's a separate file. I'll open that as well. So this is hard constraints. So I've given it hard constraints. It will refer to that file, and I'll show you that file as well. These are non-negotiable. Any violation triggers a mandatory rewrite. So I'll show you a guardrail file. So every agent that I build, every gem I build, every project I do for Claude, these 4 or 5 files I always create, because that restricts the hallucination. So source citation, all these are exactly what it needs to follow. So you see, I've reduced its scope of hallucination quite a lot. Not quite a lot. In fact, there should not be any hallucination. So see, judgment escalation flag, but do not resolve. One-off versus recurring items, 200 to take 500K. So do not try to resolve why it was that. Just flag it, that there was an inconsistency, or there was an inconsistency in numbers, or there's a variance in numbers. Revenue recognition timely on a multi-year contracts. So these are specific financing, right? So that goes in the training of agent for your specific company or for your specific context.
तो ये तूने ये gems इसी से बनाया है?
Gems मैंने यार, it is a combination, to be honest.
तो ये तूने कहाँ input डाला है?
So ये फाइल बनाने के लिए?
हाँ, नहीं, फाइल को कहाँ तूने यूज करा है? मतलब तूने स्किल बनाया होगा ना इससे?
Yeah, so I'll show you. I'll show you. So these are the 3 files जो इसमें गई हैं अभी base minimum. So let me just, so I'll answer that question as well, Raju. But just to answer the question, so Raman, if you can see the screen, this is the guardrail file.
Yeah.
This was the mandatory file. Guardrail, a difference between guardrail and rubric is, so first instruction is, okay, do this, do this, do this. That's a whole analytical framework that it has to follow. Guardrail is what it has to do or what it doesn't do. What are the analytical boundaries, right? Material threshold or whatever, right? Multi-block PNL parsing. What do you do? Go and come back and tell me, or ask for human input, etc. These are very hard. So like, to answer your question, read this. Prohibited outputs. No invented market conditions, no commercial recommendations, no single point forecasts. So I've defined that very critically for it. It will never do that.
Okay, and 1 minute, you said something. What is it? BAM something, right? Business. What was
BMAD. वो तो development में है.
That's what SDLC.
Okay. But this is just prompt engineering, what you're doing right now, correct?
This is prompt and context engineering. Yes.
Okay.
Everything is prompt engineering. There's nothing beyond prompt engineering. Okay? Guardrail file, you could have guardrail 1, guardrail 2. Essentially, you have to pass on in the context all your instructions in simple English, and then you will get output on the data that you give it. So there's nothing like guardrail is not an inherent architectural element inside LLM. It is you are just prompting it that I don't want these things to happen.
Okay, so he's giving it in 2 files. Is it that we give it in 1 file also it would work? Or
I'll show you. You can give it in 1 file, but the problem is that there was a hard limit on number of characters that you could put in the instruction set in Gemini. They increased it a bit, but still you can see my files are pretty big. They are generally about 10 to 12 pages if you were to write them in pages, because I have to make sure that they don't hallucinate on. I have to train them on not on the edge cases, that they don't hallucinate on edge cases. So the instructions are quite long, right? Which is why I split them into files. But in the instruction files, it always refers to those guardrail files.
Okay, and this is the paid account, Dushyant, or free account, or does it differ?
No, these are for Gemini. It's a paid on the workspace. Yeah. Plus, you buy separately some.
So I pay for the APIs when I use it. I pay per, but otherwise, while development, normal development, I use my paid account on Gemini. Is that what your question was, Raman?
No, actually, so we have paid account. So if I take a paid account, is there a restriction or there's no restriction? Or is
No,
it
there is restriction then as well. Yes, there is restriction then as well. Now, if they removed recently, I don't know, but
no, there are restrictions. I think separately, उसमें कुछ है शायद Gemini Pro or something need to upgrade. I think.
No, I'm on Pro, but उसमें भी I think 4,500 words or characters was the limit in instruction line. Now, I've not changed that, Raman. You could, to answer your question, yes, you could do that, but I'd split them into one, keep it clean, because I work on these files separately with the clients. What are your hard constraints, and what sort of checks, audit checks you want to do? Because rubric is, you are checking your output, not just numbers, but also the commentary that you're giving, you're checking against input file. That goes in the rubric. So I try to keep it very clean, and it works for me. Now, could you combine it? Yes. If there was no hard limit, I've not checked recently, but that's my practice I've been following, and I may check it now that you've raised the question. But why I brought this page up was, that's my first point. I always try to understand what the client process is, where are the friction points, and what is actually suitable for an AI versus a script, automation script, versus a human. If it's a screwed process, yeah, there's no point putting AI and doubling your error rate or tripling your error rate. It's a classic. I know. So that's the first thing I build for them. So for monthly business review, that's a stage gated flow, and I agree with the client on that. That's how it's going to flow. That's how the logic is going to work. This is the basis for the instructions file. And then their governance team, their risk team gives me input for their guardrails, hard guardrails, and their finance team gives me, or risk, or whichever team I'm working with. They give me hard guardrails, and then based on those two, I develop the rubric that you've done this. Now, what do you need to check it against? What all checks you need to do? So the client doesn't need to tell me all that. I develop rubric file generally on my own and say that, okay, you've done all this. Go back and check this. You've given me this commentary, go back and check again. And then it produces an audit log. If that answers your question.
So first is the process, then would come the prompt engineering part of it. That's what.
Correct. Okay. And once I've decided on those three, then I actually use Cloud Cowork to develop that front end that I showed you. That then connects via API. So they don't have to go and work in Gemini like this. They just open up a portal and an HTML front end or a Python front end is in front of them that connects via their API key to either Claude or to Gemini, and they upload their file. So it may have been very quick. Sorry, Pandey, I'll just come back to you. So this is a classic input screen that people see.
So how do they get access to this?
Sorry?
How do you give them access to this?
So on a platform, basically on a SaaS platform, on a cloud hosted platform.
So you have built a separate SaaS platform.
Correct. There are some where I've hosted it in there in-house. Like for example, one of the patent applications, one of the companies they are developing a patented battery technology. That I'm not going to host on my platform. That I'm building it for them. I'm charging them a one-up fee, including the premium and everything. So I'm going to build it for them and host it in this thing. There is another one that I built for an aged care provider. It was very specific to aged care provider. It's not my generic one. I hosted it there. So it's not on my platform, my cloud platform. It is hosted internally on their intranet, call it whatever.
Okay.
Pandey,
they will have a username login and they will log into the SaaS platform, and then the backend will be connected to what you have done.
Correct.
Okay.
Pandey?
No, my very, very simple doubt. You've been using this term rubric a lot. What is that?
rubric is a check, Pandey ji. It's a check basically. जैसे आपका rubric is a term. Actually, to be very honest, मैंने भी यहाँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आके सीखी थी, क्योंकि मेरे को बच्चों के स्कूल से पता चली थी. So जब पेपर्स चेक होते हैं ना, तो उसका जो हमारे मल्टीपल चॉइस होते थे, तो मल्टीपल चॉइस का एक वो होता था क्वेश्चन 1B क्वेश्चन, दैट इज अ रूब्रिक इन सिंपल टर्म्स.
ओके,
ठीक है. तो उसी को आप एक्सपैंड कर दो, अगर कि ठीक है, अगर लोगों को अगर चेक करना है, आंसर्स चेक करने, विच आर सब्जेक्टिव आंसर्स, तो उसका रूब्रिक क्या है कि उसमें इसने 4 पॉइंट कवर किया कि नहीं किया. इस क्वेश्चन में चाहे पूरी कथा लिखी है, लेकिन 4 पॉइंट कवर किए, ये 3 पॉइंट कवर किए, दैट्स रूब्रिक. Which is why I said the 3 files are instructions, core instructions, analytical procedures. Then is guardrails. तुम्हें क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना. Rubric is afterwards. एक बार तुमने कर दिया सब कुछ, उसके बाद जाके not just numbers but also the commentary, go and check it against input files.
Okay.
अगर
ये प्रॉम्प्ट जो बनाया है, इसका प्रॉम्प्ट बनाने के लिए चैट जीपीटी में क्या प्रॉम्प्ट डालना पड़ेगा? इतना कौन लिखेगा?
नहीं, वो बना देता है.
Good. I tried a few things, Bhagat, to be very honest, but I think it's the client requirements are so varied. It's a little difficult to codify. At least मैंने अभी तक codify नहीं, मैंने बनाया है prompt, but उसमें मेरे को फिर भी काफी काम करना पड़ता है. So I start with a base कि अगर let's say एक audit है, ठीक है? If you have to do an audit, what's the base minimum things that are there for that prompt? I've got that base with me. What I then do is I've got templated for verticals. So like in aged care, in financial services, in manufacturing, in retail, what would be a templated framework look like? That's my base case. Then I sit down with the client and say कि तुम्हारा यार audit का framework क्या है? तुम्हारा risk management framework क्या है? That then helps me refine it. So I have an agent, but I hardly use it really, because the requirements are so varied. It will hallucinate quite a lot because there's not a templated thing.
Cool.
All right. I think I'll have to start that again. Clever Ledger. So sorry, I think Raman, you had asked one thing. Where or Sumit?
I got the answers here, no problem.
No, but you don't.
Time देख के करना, because Rohit का भी रहेगा, है ना?
Yeah, sorry. So just to answer, I don't know, Sumit or Raman, you asked that question. In project Claude, you already know. GPT also, you know. Gemini, this is the entire. So I copy paste the instructions entirely here in instructions. Default tool for me is always Canvas. And then there is bottom में this is the guardrails and this is the rubric. But there are other files that go for a client installation.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any limit to the, let's say I give it a very large Excel file to analyze and generate something specific in terms of analysis. Is there any limit to, you've noticed, in terms of the size of the file that it works well on, etc.?
Not really. I mean, there would be, I'm sure there will be some limits, but you will just consume more tokens.
Okay.
You will just have to specify कैसी फाइल आ रही है, कितने मल्टी टैब है और उसमें किस टैब में तुम्हें जाना है, क्या करना है. That's the only thing, Doshi, you'll have to be very careful with multi-tab files.
Okay.
Hey, Dushyant, what about security? Because this is like forecasted finance information here and you are putting directly in Gemini.
So मेरे केस में मैं क्या करता हूँ, I generally when I implement at clients, there is a script that runs in front of before it goes to Gemini. It masks all the data, so all the entity names and everything is gone, and that's masked with some other acronyms or whatever. That file is maintained at client side, and it goes to Gemini, does the analysis. If there is a staging database there underneath the platform that we host, the data there. if they are there for the data stays there for only an hour, or I think we increase it to 1.5 hours, but then it wipes off the data because you've done the analysis. That analysis is sent back, and that reverses the masking and unmasking.
Okay. And legal allows that?
Huh?
Legal department allows that, putting the forecasted financial data this way?
Masking se chal raha hai. Masking se maan, so we had to get okay from legal, yes. So we had to get okay from legal, and masking ke baad they were fine. Unko mask file dikhai thi. There was no entity names, nothing, and it went.
Acha, chalo, thank you.
Or as we are waiting, Dushyant, ये masking होता कैसा? Is there like an application or something where you do it, or how do you do this?
Yeah, so I have developed. Yeah, it's an automated script. It's very simple here. उसको बताना पड़ता है कि mask क्या करना है. So it's specific to that. So I've generally built it in the front end. तो वो जैसे ingest करते हैं data, वो अपना mask करके उनको दिखाता है कि I've masked the data, I've done this, और उनको पूरा सामने दिखाता है कि I've hidden the entity names. Like for example, in case of policies, it is hidden all the client names, all their designations, and all. मैंने recently किया था. All their कहाँ का उनकी facilities हैं for aged care, वो सब hide कर देता है. वो facility 1 equals Meadowbank, facility 2 equals North Sydney, वैसे कर देगा. लेकिन वो that data stays behind their firewall. So just conscious of time, I won't run through all the 7 things. So जैसे इसने ये अभी variant summary, this is only at stage 2 or stage no, gate 1, ठीक है? But 1, it will be always in this format. 2, when I say infographic, which is a common function of Gemini, but in this case, Gemini has been instructed to produce the output in a very specific visual format. So I'll probably stop this gem after this, because you can see every stage it will go even further on EBITDA ka pura detail karega, ye karega, wo karega. It will be similar set of numbers, which was customized to the client that they wanted in a report, and end mein it will generate the entire report. And you can do it in slide, you can do it in detail, you can then keep querying it about other things. So I'll do that as well, but let me just show you visual first. I don't know, maybe hopefully it's quick. This is all synthetic data. So I have an agent, Vineet, before you ask the question, I have an agent to develop synthetic data for testing these agents. So basically that the synthetic data agent requires from me what company, what kind of industry it is, what kind of synthetic data I want. So it can create 10,000 rows, it can create 50,000 rows, it can create P&L for 10 years or whatever. That I definitely have done an agent for.
Very good.
So it will always be like this. Now the client wanted this for this client specifically. So this is an exec summary, and you can get a detailed report in 10, 15, 20, 25 slides.
Hey, Dushyant, and the only input is the spreadsheet you loaded?
Absolutely, nothing else.
ये तो फायदा है ना यार.
This is very good. This is very good.
Yeah,
So अभी इसमें the good thing is तूने Power BI बोला था तब सुदीप, जैसे अभी जैसे मैं कहूँ कि this is the magic, or call it, this is the power of AI, that you can keep talking to the report. You don't need to generate any other report. Let's say
मैं बताऊँ एक चीज, and we are struggling on that. Like हमारे पास Power BI report है जैसे, so we have got Power BI report for P&L, balance sheet, but Power BI Copilot is not able to create something like that from that report.
Agreed.
You engage Dushyant, ठीक है, $500 प्रति घंटे.
नहीं, like but Snowflake AI is able to do that.
अरे बाबा, you engage him.
ठीक है. I'll show him Snowflake. I private में दिखाता हूँ मैं.
Brata is not saying yes.
So
you have some questions, Dushyant.
So yeah. So I have one question. Okay.
Yes.
so Dushyant, if I understand now, if I was to kind of, as a layman, and I told you in the beginning, I don't understand anything. So if I was to summarize this, as a layman, what I need is, I need 3 files, what you mentioned. Ek is that with the analysis that it needs to do. So a set of instructions of what I am looking from the data. Another file, which is the guardrail file, which says ki kya karna hai, kya nahi karna hai. Okay. Third is that rubric file, which is kind of, you said some checking, is this there, is this not there, and that way. And with this 3 set of, which will be basically the set of instructions, if I put, say, huge Excel data behind it, I should be able to get something like this kind of an output. Is that a right, simple summarization? Of course, it all depends on how well I write and what I write in those 3 files.
Right. So, Pandeyji, yes, for a bare minimum, for demo purposes, I've taken only those. Yes, that's a bare minimum. But normally, what I would feed in additionally there is like, for example, for financials, I'll feed in the accounting standards that are relevant for that in the country they're in. What are their reporting obligations? Like, यहाँ पर ऐसे क्या, otherwise SEC reporting की उनकी deadlines क्या हैं और उनको किस चीज पे report करना है, उनका payment times reporting जैसे यहाँ पर regulation है. So those additional contexts are always feed in. ठीक है?
Which is fine. Which if you really ask me, is a set of that instructions. मतलब आपने उसको जितना बताया वो उतना अच्छा करेगा. That's fine. But I'm only asking from a, say a process or an SOP. कि boss ये, because see, eventually this is also fairly mechanical. अगर हमसे पूछो तो कि boss ये 3 चीज उसको बता दिया कि ये 3 चीज को तुमको context में रखना है और ये डेटा है. अब इन 3 चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हुए इस डेटा से मुझे बताओ what I want to know. As simple.
Yeah. Simply put. Yes.
Okay.
So Bhagat and Katie, before I come, so basically पहला जो result आया मैंने उसमें basically the revenue was down 8% or whatever. I just said tell me 4 key reasons with implementation and with उसका क्या किस वजह से है and implementation plan and who will be the owner. So it's already given that because that context is already there. If it's not there, it will say I don't have that context. So it will say where is human review required. So David Jones is a big retailer here. वहां पर impact 2.1 million का हुआ था, लेकिन humans को करना पड़ेगा. So that you can keep asking it question and it will keep responding to that. Katie.
हाँ, तो अब जैसे मैं एक स्पेसिफिक यूज केस है, जैसे मेरे पास कुछ फिल्टर लगा के मैंने 40-50 कंपनीज खोज ली, बट मेरे पास पैसा तो लगाने के लिए 2-3-4 में ही है. So how do I get that piece shortlisted based on publicly available information? क्या उसके लिए एजेंट बना सकते हैं ऐसे?
बिल्कुल बना सकते हैं, so long as we discuss the rules कि तू प्रायोरिटाइज किस बेस पर करना चाहता है और तू ऑप्टिमाइज क्या करना चाहता है. तू ऑप्टिमाइज लॉन्ग टर्म गेन्स चाहता है या तू शॉर्ट टर्म गेन्स चाहता है, या आई एम जस्ट मेकिंग इट अप. ठीक है, या तू यू जस्ट वांट टू पार्क द मनी. व्हाट आर यू ऑप्टिमाइजिंग फॉर?
नहीं, मेरा तो है कि पहला है कि भाई कचरा को निकालने का ऑप्टिमम फर्स्ट थिंग इस कचरे को बाहर निकालो. जो आदमी नॉट क्रेडिबल है बेस्ड ऑन व्हाटएवर पब्लिकली अवेलेबल इंफॉर्मेशन, उसको बाहर निकालो.
So what is the definition of कचरा? देख केडी, उसमें तेरे को डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ कचरा? नहीं तो वो अपने हिसाब से कचरा की डेफिनेशन
नहीं वो कचरे वो सब डेफिनेशन गार्डरेल के अंदर डाल सकते हैं अपन.
हाँ, गार्डरेल नहीं, वो तुम इंस्ट्रक्शन में डालो ना. रिमेंबर, इंस्ट्रक्शन इज द एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर यू वांटेड टू डू. गार्डरेल इज जस्ट तू ये नहीं करना, तेरे को कभी हेलुसिनेट नहीं करना, तेरे को वहां नहीं जाना, यहाँ नहीं जाना. इट्स जस्ट लाइक द गार्डरेल्स दैट वी ट्राई टू गिव आवर किड्स एंड दे डोंट फॉलो. बट एंड रूब्रिक इज कि लास्ट में चेक क्या करना है तेरे को. ठीक है, सो इंस्ट्रक्शंस में सब कुछ जाएगा, एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर्स.
ओके,
या
you can also give it some famous investors investing styles. Okay,
yes,
feed that as a skill also. Sorry, not as a skill but as an input.
As an input and say what are the trends. वो तुम कर सकते हो. It's very, so I've done some of those, yeah, Berkshire Hathaway especially. But anyway, let's digress. I'll show you one more thing. Sorry, Bhagat, your hand was up earlier. Either he's left or what?
No, you carry on.
Okay. So the other thing I just wanted to show you very quickly, RAG ka concept. RAG is, as Tripathi said, it's retrieval augmented generation. So I've made one RAG for me. This is the one I've implemented for an HK client, and this is hosted there. So
थोड़ा use case बताना.
So use case वही बताता हूँ. So use case इसका ये है कि they have a set of about 600 to 800 policies and procedures. So they are aged care provider. Okay, and they because it's a heavily regulated industry, it's the policies are as medication देनी कैसे, liquid medication कैसे देनी है, morning walk कैसे करानी है, वो सब चीजों के लिए policies है. It's heavily regulated. तो use case में ये है कि every 3 months there is a change or there is an improvement that is suggested by the governing body. ठीक है, and they say कि नहीं अभी medication का ये procedure है, ये follow करना है, या अगर emergency हुआ उसके बाद ये करना है. Now they at the moment they are relying on their SMEs to say कि यार वो 700-800 जो policies और procedures और checklist हैं उसमें इसमें जाओ, इसमें जाओ, इसमें जाओ, इसमें जाओ और change करो. But that's, and we are fallible, our memory is not perfect. So they don't know what they have not changed. And when they get audited, and if the government sees that your policies are not appropriately updated for the recent changes, you are liable for heavy damages. Okay? So that was their use case, and it used to take them a long time. So what I did for them, and I'll show you a very simple small case here. RAG is essentially retrieval augmented generation. Is basically when we build an agent, we tell it to do something, we pointed it at an archive or a database and say कि सिर्फ इसी में देखना है और कहीं नहीं देखना. ठीक है? And this could be, you don't want to update all the files all the time. So this could be your past proposal database. This could be your past all reports. कि यार मेरे पास ये नई client problem आई है, and these are all the things that I've done in the past. Go there and see कि what was the best, and I want to brainstorm it with you. So it will go only in that. It will not go outside. ठीक है? In the net. So in case में, what I had to do was I had to make a RAG which is not just looking in their policies but also going to other relevant website and seeing कि कुछ और changes तो नहीं miss किए, तुम सिर्फ यही changes देख रहे हो. So it has to go outside, but it has to keep its blinkers on, so it can't hallucinate. So इसका जो I'll just show you. So Raju, is the use case clear?
I am clear.
Okay, so the process is this. Basically, it's a simple process. कौन सी query कहाँ जाना है, उसके बाद 2-tier research करना है. पहले internal करना है, फिर external करना है. Internal means उनके policies documents में, फिर external में जाना है. ठीक है? External में क्या जाके check करना है? There are some websites only that you have to go and you have to check related to the query that they have said. What are the changes? Are there any additional changes that I'm checking? And then do a self-audit and then come back and give me the results. So I uploaded all these policies, then I wrote a script to create a semantic index of these policies, which is now embedded in this notebook. Okay? It is not just as simple as just uploading these. You can upload the policies and run that, but it might miss because it will always go and look haphazardly. But once you create a semantic index, then it's much easier for it. It will go first policy, second policy, third policy. Then I've linked it to, I put on top of it, there is a gem, which is an agent. So let's say I say, can you tell me in a structured tabular format, before, after, what is defining?
तो वो अपना जेमिनी अकाउंट यूज करके करेंगे?
हाँ, अगर एग्जैक्टली, they are a Google shop. So they had their Gemini account. They said we are happy. We don't want this to lie outside, and I didn't want to either, to be honest. मेरी liability भी बढ़ जाती है. Based on the recent changes to first medication. मैंने अभी किया था उनके लिए. Medication management. And I can link my notebook from here. So
Understood.
उनके notebook मैंने basically उनकी कुछ ही policy. There are only 7 or 8 policies I've linked here. So, and again, I don't need to put it in thinking mode because the instructions itself are very.
So how did you do semantic indexing?
यार उसका मतलब it's again you can learn it. It's just a specific script. Keywords. It's basically based on the keywords in all the policies. It indexes. Okay. And I asked it to index it by area. Okay. In the order of life cycle of that aged care.
Okay.
That's how I said कि अगर patient admit होता है, because aged care is like long-term hospital care, like not hospital care, but people stay there for years, right? That's aged care. So I said when they are admitted, तो उसकी admission की क्या policy? So I've said that you have to follow an index. It's like creating an index based on the life cycle or case management of an aged care. So it's already done a tier 1 search, as I showed you. Tier 2 search, it's gone to public sources, but it's remained constricted to that. Required change, actionable recommendation, and you can just go what change. So basically, कहाँ करना है, क्या करना है. So it gives you all the. इसको मैं और भी कर सकता हूँ. List the documents and. So it's told you exactly where to make those changes. And that's just completeness.
Very good. तो sorry, तो इसमें maybe I'm overthinking. लेकिन अब जैसे जो changes नए changes आए हैं, when they implement those changes, वो लोग कहाँ पे document करते हैं? वो अपने internal whatever templates होते हैं उसमें करते हैं.
So this creates a change log.
अच्छा, it creates a change log.
It creates a change log and version control.
Good.
Yeah. Now this, I showed this because this is required in case of your security policies, in case of governance frameworks, in case of a lot of things. कि तुमने or even financials. कि मेरे past financials का क्या हाल है, कैसा है. So those are the things. I know we are up to 1 hour mark. There's a lot of agents I can show. I might show one more, just one. Otherwise, okay, I'll take public poll on this one. Is this helpful? Is this not helpful? Because there's no point me just showing.
कुछ सट्टेबाजी वाला है तो बता, like sorry, stock markets.
No.
केडी भाई के लिए.
ठीक है. So why don't I stop here? I think that's fine. I'll let Tripathi now sort of take over and sort of give some.
Yo.
So, cool. All right. So
come on.
बोल. Okay.
नहीं तू चालू कर.
चालू करूँ. ठीक है. तो just give me a moment. I'll share my screen. And you tell me कि can you see my screen or not?
Thank you, Dushant. Good one.
अभी आएगा बेबी अभी
फिर से आएगा वो।
will come again. Yeah. Okay.
All good, yeah.
बट वो भ्राता है, जागा हुआ है, मानना पड़ेगा यार।
सो रहा हूँ 2.5 घंटे में IPL, 3 घंटे में IPL स्टार्ट होने वाला है।
अच्छा मेरा स्क्रीन दिख
नहीं रे, हाँ अब आ रहा है कुछ।
हाँ विजिबल तो है,
है नहीं?
कुछ तो दिख रहा है।
हाँ कुछ आ रहा है अभी। हाँ
ठीक है ओके तो तुम्हें क्या मेरा प्लान क्या है कि बेसिक से मैं क्रिएट सम वेरी सिंपल स्क्रिप्ट्स और आई एम गोइंग टू यूज लिनक्स और पाइथन। तो मैं कुछ बेसिक लिनक्स का कमांड देता हूं, इट्स वेरी सिंपल। सो वन कमांड आई विल यूज इज कॉल्ड नैनो, और नैनो इज जस्ट लाइक टेक्स्ट एडिटर, ठीक है, जैसे कि यू ओपन योर नोटपैड उस टाइप का है, ठीक है। तो एंड सेकंड इज सीडी जो आप विंडोज में देते हैं उसको लिनक्स पे एलएस
त्रिपाठी जी पहले थोड़ा हम लोग जैसे लोगों के लिए थोड़ा सा कॉन्टेक्स्ट बता दीजिए।
आई थिंक
क्या use
वीडियो
case है?
ऑफ करना थोड़ा बैंडविड्थ इशू लग रहा है। आई डोंट नो इफ दैट विल हेल्प।
त्रिपाठी जी थोड़ा सा हम लोग जैसे लोगों के लिए थोड़ा सा कॉन्टेक्स्ट बता दीजिए कि व्हाट इज द यूज केस, व्हाट इज द कॉन्टेक्स्ट।
understand two commands. One is ls, second is nano, ठीक है ठीक है। तो ls is like cd, okay, and तुरंत context मिल जाएगा, just 2 minutes you understand two these commands, okay। Second is nano, ठीक है, nano ताकि, and third is cat, okay। So cat का मतलब होता है कि so I have a text file here, okay, like data, so I can do cat data.txt, ठीक है। So you will get the full file detail। तो मैंने एक फाइल बनाया है, टेक्स्ट फाइल है, जस्ट टेक्स्ट फाइल है। कैन यू सी ऑन योर स्क्रीन
त्रिपाठी
द टेक्स्ट फाइल?
त्रिपाठी सॉरी
बोल।
completely lost, मतलब अभी what I thought was today from an objective what you are going to try to do is we download and create an agent. I see that you are sort of तू बोल रहा है कमांड से ये क्या स्क्रीन है, तो क्या where do we start and go slow?
मैं to give me 5 minutes और सब क्लियर हो जाएगा तेरे को, ठीक है। just hold on for 5 minutes, ठीक है
ठीक है,
just hold on for 5 minutes, ठीक है।
बर्दाश्त कर ले 5 मिनट, बर्दाश्त कर ले,
बर्दाश्त कर ले, बस बर्दाश्त कर ले 5 मिनट, ठीक है। कैन यू सी द टेक्स्ट फाइल इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी?
yes
अरे गोपाल अय्यर तो उसको 7 दिन बर्दाश्त किया पीर पंजाल में, 5 मिनट तो कर ले। चलो
So I will say text file. उस text file में लिखा है, so I've added 5 lines in the text file, and the first line is OpenClaw is a decentralized system where people contribute laptop storage to create a data center. ठीक है, full garbage हो। Okay,
nice.
Okay. Second is the system runs on Ubuntu with a slow coordination. Third line is revenue is generated.
Your screen is not visible.
No, visible, Raman. It's visible.
The screen is not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not visible to me also.
It's not visible to me.
Okay, I think
visible. Raman, click on one of the smaller screens. Maybe you have minimized it. So what Tripathi is doing is
only Tripathi's photo is there. That's all.
Because I can see
the second screen. Which will come.
Hey Raman, if you see lots of small windows, I think Tripathi is sharing some different ways.
कोई नहीं, 1 मिनट रुक जाओ।
त्रिपाठी
हाँ मैं जो लाइन
राजेश अग्रवाल इज बैच मीटअप मास्टर।
लिखा खाली लास्ट में राजेश अग्रवाल बैच मीटअप मास्टर 9M6, ठीक है। So this is our entire database now, okay? This is
Raman, are you able to see the screen? I am
Dr.
तू लॉगिन कर दोबारा पंकज।
I am not able to see.
वही पूछ रहा हूँ कि is he able to see?
No, I'm not able to see. I think the video is a problem. Raju, can we switch off the videos there?
Yeah,
because I think there's some bandwidth issue, I would assume.
Rohit, हाँ.
Because I am not able to see the screen. Yeah.
Raman, are you on mobile joining?
I am currently on the mobile. Yes.
Yeah, same here. So is it a problem that the mobile app doesn't show the second screen?
screen दिखता है वैसे।
Okay, I will log off and log in. No
Who's
problem.
the host? I am the host. How do I pin the screen? Okay, I can pin. Okay, unpin and pin. ये तो already pinned है।
pinned है।
ऑलरेडी पिंड है।
नहीं
अरे
राजू,
स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना, स्क्रीन
नहीं
दिख रहा
मोबाइल
है
में भी
तो-
दिख रहा है, अच्छा हाँ दिख रहा है, मेरा तो दोनों है ना, डबल है।
I
मैंने
can't
पिन
see it.
किया हुआ है, आई हैव ऑलरेडी पिंड इट या।
अरे तो जो स्क्रीन है उस पर डबल टैप करके फुल स्क्रीन कर दो। त्रिपाठी थोड़ा अलग ढंग से शेयर कर रहे हैं, उसका एक अलग से विंडो आ रहा है छोटा सा।
बिकॉज वो पूरा स्क्रीन नहीं कर रहा, सिर्फ
हाँ।
टैब शेयर कर रहे हो।
हाँ वो टैप शेयर कर रहा है,
sharing a
पूरा
tab
स्क्रीन नहीं
only.
कर रहा।
स्क्रीन या वो देख
Right.
रहा मेरा। अच्छा मैं अलग
त्रिपाठी तो कुछ और टाइप कर, फिर पता चलेगा कि दिख रहा है कि नहीं। तेरा तो
हाँ, एक
फोटो भी
मिनट।
एकदम स्टिक हो गया है। हाँ अब हिलते हुए दिख रहे हो।
Okay, so just one sec. Okay, and something else.
So I can see trips, but I can't see his screen.
Yeah, I'm just switched off. Okay, one sec. Yeah.
त्रिपाठी जी आप अपना वीडियो ऑफ कर दो।
अरे कहाँ गया वो? हेलो
राजू अभी शेयर नहीं कर रहा है।
गायब, भाग गया
त्रिपाठी
वो।
ने सब कुछ ऑफ कर दिया, उसमें वीडियो में सब
आएंगे
कुछ।
वो आएंगे।
उसने दिल पे ले लिया, उसने दिल पे ले लिया।
राजू तो सही बोल रहा है, वो त्रिपाठी वो विंडो शेयर कर रहा था, पूरा डेस्कटॉप नहीं शेयर कर रहा था। तो छोटा सा विंडो क्लिक डबल क्लिक करके फुल स्क्रीन करना पड़ेगा।
दिल पे he has taken it to the मतलब deep inside heart.
राजू तू भी बनियान में है क्या?
अरे बहुत गर्म है साला यहाँ, पता नहीं कैसे रहते पब्लिक यहाँ पर।
चेन्नई चेन्नई।
सुदीप कुमार तुम
हाँ,
स्क्रीन को थोड़ा जूम करो तो सब दिखेगा, छोटा स्क्रीन है।
पांडे जी मैं तो ऐसे सो रहा हूँ, देखो
झूम झूम
मैं ऑफिस रूम में ऐसे सो रहा हूँ।
झूम। पांडे जी वो
पांडे
नेक्स्ट
जी, मैंने
नेक्स्ट
सोचा
ट्रैक में ले लेगा बदला वो।
मैंने सोचा कि
नेक्स्ट ट्रैक
ऐसी
में
बकवास
नेक्स्ट ट्रैक पे नेक्स्ट ट्रैक पे मैं सेल्फी स्टिक लाऊंगा विद जूम, तो काय लेगा।
पांडे जी मैं तो ये सोच के मैंने ज्वाइन किया कि जैसे लोरी सुनते हैं ना, वैसे सुनते सुनते सो जाऊंगा, लेकिन दुष्यंत कपूर बहुत सीरियस हो गया एकदम।
नहीं यार, काफी कुछ सीख ले, वर्ड्स कितने सारे वर्ड
नहीं,
ही सीख ले आज।
मैं देख रहा हूँ तुम साले 25 साल पहले भी सीरियस नहीं थे, आज भी नहीं हो। ठीक है, कुछ नहीं बदला है।
रोहित शेयर एंटायर स्क्रीन।
Yeah, actually, why the whole screen is not doing? That's the problem. Yeah, I'm not able to.
You can
I
close
can
the
only-
Pondy tabs.
Yeah.
Pondy tabs
I
you
have
can
only one
close.
tab open here. No, I have only, everything can be shared, but the thing is, it's not allowing me to share the screen over unhighlighted hai. So I can only do a window. And
No problem. We will not see the tab in which you are playing Trump
I would-
speech.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, so I can. कुछ security है, मुझे research करना पड़ेगा मुझे. Okay. आया?
And when you share your
AI को
audio,
बोलो।
वीडियो बंद कर दे जरा।
आया
अब आ रहा है, अब आ रहा है, अब आ रहा है।
आया? Okay, वो पंकज?
Yes.
That is?
आया
Okay, good. आगे ना?
रमन
Okay. रमन
भाग गया, उसने अपना नोट टेकर यहाँ डाल दिया है और भाग गया है।
Okay. So
You start.
Okay, all right. So can you see my file? The system runs on Ubuntu. Yeah, text file. Can you see all those content?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now this is my entire database. Okay, and what?
कहाँ जाऊंगा इसके लिए? Where do you go? Where do you log in first?
Linux.
अच्छा Linux.
No, this is I'm just
ये
creating a text
Ubuntu
file
है,
here.
ये
Okay,
Ubuntu है।
ये मेरा Linux Ubuntu है. So it's just like your notepad. Okay, तो notepad में इसमें वही मैं बता रहा था कि अगर मैं कोई if I write a command called cat and if I name the file, so the file name is data.txt, so I'll do data.txt, वो पूरा स्क्रीन पे लिख देगा उस फाइल का कंटेंट। ठीक है? तो ये जस्ट एक टेक्स्ट फाइल है जो कि नोटपैड में जो दिखता है, ठीक है ना? तो ये इसमें मैंने 10 लाइन लिख दिया है, ठीक है ना? तो अब इसमें सो व्हाट वी विल डू इज फर्स्ट वी गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन यू जो रैग वी बोला था ना, तो अब जो एलएलएम का सबसे बड़ा इनोवेशन ये था कि यू कैन सर्च द डेटाबेस बाय मीनिंग एंड नॉट बाय कीवर्ड। ठीक है? तो वो मुझे दिखाना है। So what I will do is, so मैंने Python का एक स्क्रिप्ट लिखा हुआ है, तो पहले वही मैं, तो I'll first run it and show you how the whole thing works. So these are a couple of lines out here. So I will do Python 3 जो कि Python कमांड रन करेगा, and then मैंने एक कुछ डेमो फाइल बनाया है, तो इसका नाम है demo1_rag.py. ओके, अब मैं इसको रन कर रहा हूं. तो ये बहुत सिंपल काम कर रहा है. ये क्या किया इसने, ये जितना भी लाइन मैंने लिखा हुआ है टेक्स्ट फाइल को, उसने एक एम्बेडिंग बना दिया, एक मैथमेटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन को एम्बेडिंग बोलते हैं, वो एम्बेडिंग बना दिया. और फॉर दैट आई एम यूजिंग गूगल का एम्बेडिंग स्टैंडर्ड है, जो कि एआई भी जिसके बेसिस पे बाद में ओपन एआई ने बनाया था, तो मैं वो यूज कर रहा हूं. एंड नाउ द प्रोग्राम विल सिंपली से, नाउ दिस आस्क समथिंग इज अ सर्च. जैसे कि पहले डेटाबेस में हम लोग कीवर्ड से सर्च करते थे, नाउ आई कैन आस्क बाय मीनिंग. तो मैं मीनिंग में पूछूंगा उसको, टेल मी अबाउट प्रोफेसर. Okay, so that's my command. Okay, and I have configured it to give me top 5 results. Okay, तो मेरे पास 5 स्टेटमेंट आ गया. मेरे पास करीब 10 लाइन है, उसमें से 5 लाइन आ गया, और सबसे पहला रिजल्ट डॉक्टर टी प्रसाद इज प्रोफेसर इन नीति. And then it has given me 4 other garbage. Okay, 4 other garbage line, but because it has to rank every one of them, and it has given you the top 5. ठीक है, तो अब मैं इसको बोलूंगा. So now I want to understand कि अभी हम we are not using any LLM, we are not using any artificial intelligence, we are only using the representation of data which can scan through the meaning of it. So now I'll ask you, okay, tell me about NITI. So now it gets very accurate, because now it knows, it reads the meaning, and वो processor जहां भी NITI है in your database, वो automatically सब उसको scan कर लेगा. Now I have added just one line, okay, which links NITI to IIM Mumbai. तो मैंने अब ये कहा कि NITI is now IIM Mumbai. तो अब मैं बोलूंगा कि tell me about IIM Mumbai. Now notice that IIM Mumbai has been mentioned only once in one line, and NITI has been mentioned multiple times. But since I have linked NITI to IIM Mumbai, if I query on IIM Mumbai, it will automatically give you the results from NITI as well. Okay, so now we'll do that. Okay, so tell me about IIM Mumbai. Okay, so now it has automatically found out all the connections. Okay, NITI is IIM Mumbai, और IIM था, उसने वहां से राजेश अग्रवाल का निकाल लिया. फिर NITI के बारे में IIM 6 is a stellar batch in NITI, and in 2001 NITI has industrial engineering and industrial management, ये सब निकाल लिया. ठीक है, so this is the first innovation that had to go before LLMs could come, that you could search out of meaning. Okay, और इसको basically this is called embedding, or this whole thing is called so right now I am not doing augmented generation, but I'm retrieving just the data on the basis of meaning, and this is the first innovation out here. So now I'm going to take you little bit to the code. The code is very simple. Okay, इसको समझना नहीं है, but I'll just take you how small this code is. Okay, and I will come out of this program, and I will do cat demo1 _rag.py. okay, तो मैं ये 10 लाइन के कमांड में, okay, ये सिर्फ पाइथन का कमांड है. So by using something called sentence transformer, which is what it has done, it has converted the text into transformer. It has been able to generate all of this. Okay, so now this is the first. Okay, so that's the first concept. Okay, this one concept is called retrieval of RAG. So you have to retrieve the data that you have by meaning, but not by keywords. So that's the first innovation. Okay, is everyone listening? Is everyone following? Are you there?
थोड़ा बाउंसर है, बट लगे रहो.
नहीं, ये इतना समय कि आप मीनिंग से निकाल रहे हैं, डेटाबेस को क्वेरी कर रहे हैं, आप कीवर्ड से नहीं खोल. टिल नाउ ऑल द क्वेरीज वी हैव डन इज बाय कीवर्ड्स, राइट? तो अब हम कीवर्ड से नहीं कर रहे हैं, मीनिंग से कर रहे हैं. ये क्लियर हुआ, ये आइडिया?
हाँ, इतना क्लियर हुआ.
हाँ, कि अब आपको मीनिंग से करना है, और मीनिंग अब क्योंकि IIM 6 को उसने निकाल दिया, IIM 6 इज NITI, और उससे वो IIM 6 के बारे में आपने पूछा, वो NITI का सब निकाल दिया, क्योंकि मैंने उसको एक लाइन लिख दिया था that NITI is now IIM 6. ठीक है,
पांडे जी,
so that's the first concept. This concept is called RAG.
हाँ, देखिए समझ में आया. ठीक है.
नहीं पांडे जी, इस क्लास के बाद अपने नोट्स भेज देना, सबके लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा.
अरे कहाँ.
ठीक है, अच्छा, लेकिन अब क्या है कि now the difference between LLM and AI agent, LLM can give you any amount of knowledge. So LLM is compressed. So what LLM basically does is it predicts the next word given a sequence of sentences. ठीक है, तो अगर आपने एक सेंटेंस लिया है, उसको मीनिंग मालूम है, उस मीनिंग में it simply what it does, it tries to give you the next word and then that next word becomes the part of the entire story, and उसके बाद it finds another next word, and this next word becomes the entire part of story, and then it gives another next word, और ऐसे करते करते it turned out that it is giving you the full human intelligence, and that's how we are able to get intelligence. Okay, is by predicting next word. So now we're going to I'm going to do the first installation, and this installation is called Ollama. और Ollama क्या करता है कि if you go to your site ollama.com, okay, so I'll just write it here.
Ollama is Facebook, right?
Ollama is Facebook. Yeah. So go to that site ollama.com, क्योंकि I can only show you right now on the screen. तो ये बहुत खतरनाक चीज है. Okay, so I'll show you how dangerous this is. Okay, so I will so you can download it, and all of it's very simple. Okay, but download करके you have, so what I will do is OLLAMA Ollama, and then I will do run. Okay, and then I have a model which is called sorry. Yeah, one sec. Yeah, just one sec.
तो तूने लोकली ओलामा इंस्टॉल किया हुआ है?
हाँ, और उसमें मैंने एक LLM डाल दिया इसमें, ठीक है ना, वो कोई भी कर सकता है. इट्स वेरी सिंपल थिंग. ओके,
क्या व्हाट इज ओलामा एंड व्हाट डज इट डू?
सो व्हाट ओलामा डज इज, जो भी LLM अभी आपको LLM बाहर लोडेड है ना, इट्स लोडेड ऑन सम फॉरेन सर्वर, करेक्ट, ऑन सम मशीन विद गूगल एंड जेमिनाई और OpenAI, ठीक है. So what you want to do is you want to in heavy task you want to run the model in your own machine. ठीक है, so that you can do basic tasks. क्योंकि हमारा जो काम है, मोस्ट ऑफ द काम एजेंट में आपको बेसिक काम ही जरूरत पड़ता है. एडवांस काम के लिए you can go to those servers, लेकिन you want to do most of the basic things locally itself. ठीक है. So what you want to do is you want to be able to run the entire LLM on your local laptop. तो उसके लिए ओलामा लगता है. ओलामा इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. ये बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन आया फ्रॉम मेटा कि यू सिंपली इंस्टॉल इट एंड इट कैन डायरेक्टली, जो भी मॉडल रिलीज करते हैं लोग, तो यू कैन डायरेक्टली रन डायरेक्टली ऑन टू योर लोकल लैपटॉप. ठीक है. तो
सॉरी Tripathi, just one thing. Sorry. So one is you want to do some massaging of files locally or whatever, but the other thing, the other use case which I had to do to one in RMX when I was and for a client was payroll variance, which is one of the agents. So payroll variance is the confidential file. People, even after masking, they don't want it to go out because even if it may not say that Pandeyji earns these many millions, it still shows ki us company ka the payroll bill is about 50 million, you know, and which they don't want. So uske liye I implemented offline agents. So these are Ollama is, you can connect it to online agents as well, but Ollama is command line interface for offline agents. These agents will work on your local machine. ठीक है, and these will be obviously अभी तक मतलब जो maximum है, they are 21 billion or I think 32 billion.
No, you can run everything. जितना capacity है, अगर if your laptop is powerful enough, it can run everything. Okay, जो भी रिलीज हुआ है.
नहीं, but अभी तक उन्होंने रिलीज किया 32 बिलियन वाले रिलीज है, 32 बिलियन पैरामीटर्स वाला रिलीज है, ट्रिलियन पैरामीटर्स अभी रिलीज किया ऑफलाइन.
अगर किसी ने रिलीज कर दिया, I mean some Chinese people have done on
it's an infrastructure challenge. It's an infrastructure challenge.
Okay, so I just want to show you. So I just want to show you how the whole thing works. Okay, so मैंने सिर्फ एक कमांड रन किया, and the command is exactly the same in all platforms, whether it is Mac or it is Windows. आपको Ollama install करना है, and you have to say Ollama run and the name of the model, and the model I'm running right now is 5.3 mini, क्योंकि सिर्फ 1 GB का है वो, but that 2 GB, it's 2 GB and it's very very powerful. और उसमें you can it can run the whole LLM locally. So what I will do now, I will say what is the capital of Australia. Okay, so and this is not coming from a server, it's coming directly from my laptop. Okay, वो अपना निकाल लिया. Okay, capital of Australia is Canberra. It was chosen as a compromise between rival Sydney and Melbourne वगैरह वगैरह, पूरा स्टोरी बता देगा वो. ठीक है. और ये now the whole LLM is now working on my local laptop. और ये पुराना लैपटॉप है, 2017 का लैपटॉप है. And this whole 5.3 मॉडल है, वो 2 GB का है. तो Ollama can itself run the whole thing is running out here. ठीक है. So I first explained you RAG, now I explained you Ollama that you can run LLM, local LLM into your local machine. Okay, so now what we want to do is जो भी data वो निकाल सकता है आपके local database से और local file से. In our case we have data.txt, but now the problem right now is it is giving you 5 different outputs. Okay, so you want so the reason why we need an agent is agent can automate running actions on your own laptop. So suppose I am a YouTube maker and I want to modify my videos, I want to add subtitles, I want to cut, I want to edit, I want to merge. So video editing is very, very hard task right now. And I can ask the agent to automatically do all those things for me just by simple English language, to run those tools in English language. तो उसके लिए you need to do certain things on the local machine and you have to run the tools on the local machine. और जो आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, for that you have to refer to an LLM and ask the brains outside to remove the confusion basically. ठीक है. So that's the whole thing, that's the whole design out here. So I'm going to come out of Ollama right now and उसका command is /by. So मैं Ollama से मैं बाहर आ गया. So now there's a problem. The problem is how do you make sure that your database is always giving you the exact same command that you should always run and it should not change, it should not be subject to hallucination. So uske liye they came up with a solution and the solution is called MCP. So now I am going to do the same. I did give you a demo one. I'm going to give you a demo 2 of MCP first. Look at the demo and then you will understand how it adds up to into LLM. Okay, so now what I will do is again I will run Python 3 demo 2.mcp. ठीक है. तो मैं बोलूंगा तो अब MCP क्या करता है? It will take. Okay, now MCP needs exact sentences, exact format. So I have created 3 tools. One will tell you the weather, second will tell you the time, third will tell you balance of someone account. Okay, in crypto, in blockchain. ठीक है. So सबसे पहले I'll ask tell me weather Delhi. Okay, so you said weather in Delhi is 32 degrees C and sunny. Okay, now this is the tool. Okay, the tool goes, you just tell it. So now if I write Delhi weather, अब वो मर जाएगा. Okay, unknown.
यार स्क्रीन फिर से नहीं दिख रही है. I don't know what is happening.
फिर से नहीं दिख रहा स्क्रीन.
Sorry, Delhi weather क्यों नहीं pick कर रहा?
Pankaj, you'll have to come on your web, yeah. On mobile, I think there's a challenge.
Delhi weather क्यों नहीं ले रहा है वो?
क्योंकि MCP है ना, MCP वो exact command चाहिए उसको.
Okay, तो उसको तो already feed कर चुका है कि मैं ऐसे दूंगा command.
हाँ, तो उसका तो the way MCP has been designed कि वो exact MCP में it has to follow the format.
समझ गया.
ठीक है. तो अब तू बोलेगा वेदर मुंबई, तो ये क्या करता है कि सेकंड कीवर्ड्स को सिटी समझ लेता है, तो उसको वेदर मुंबई इज 32 एंड सनी. तो मैंने फिक्स फॉर्मेट किया हुआ है. आई विल शो यू द कोड आल्सो हाउ द होल कोड वर्क्स. ठीक है. तो व्हेन यू डू MCP, so MCP is a protocol which tells you how different essentially how different agentic systems can talk to each other, but it has to be precise. You cannot change the order, you cannot change whatever semantics, whatever is being asked, it has to be given exactly the same. Okay, that's the only way you will get deterministic behavior. Okay, so now we have 2 layers. The first layer is the RAG layer. RAG layer where you can change the meaning, and then you have the MCP layer where you cannot change the meaning. Okay, so I'm going to show you the MCP file कि वो MCP कर कैसा रहा है. ठीक है ना? So let me show it to you. So I will do cat.
So Tripathi ji, while you pull up that file, I have a very basic question. Why should I use MCP where I have to use exact here? Why don't I use something which is where I just use common language, generic stuff?
Because you
How do I know?
you're not working alone, right? You are working with 10,000 people, and they have to coordinate actions among themselves. It's like a language. So if you are doing something totally on your local machine, then you can totally go on your own and you don't need any standard. Then you can yourself create your own single thing. But if you want to talk to 50 different people so that they can collaborate, किसी का काम किसी ने किया, then you have to invent a protocol of language so that everyone knows what everyone means.
But
that's why we need
Pandey, so Tripathi, I think, so just to, what Tripathi is saying is technically correct, but I think practically speaking, Pandey, you don't need MCP to work.
Correct.
We are talking, this is basically going in a scenario where a lot of people are working on the agentic ecosystem, and they all have access to agents, and they are all collaborating and everything. So, and they are all sharing information. But if you are running tasks within, you could just have agents. Like, for example, I host agents for clients. They access it via that portal. That portal talks to their database. Okay? Yes, I've implemented MCP, but if they're only using one agent, they don't need. I could implement, like, for example, for the clients that I've implemented agents at their premises, I've not implemented MCP because that's a very, like, patent application, let alone giving access to me. They don't want even give access within their own organization. So that's installed for 2 people in the internet, and it is only given access to those 2 people. They don't need MCP, but MCP is the future. It's like you'll be working on islands. Now, what Tripathi is saying, and I think where the world is moving, is that we will. Okay, let me take a step back. I think the important concept here is that I feel the system of record, like the ERP systems, consignment systems, CRMs, etc., they will stay as consolidated database, because you need to have a consolidated database or a system where if you post a journal entry, it goes into the right ledger and it just impacts the right accounts, right? It's a consolidated system. But the system of interaction is going to change to agents. It's not going to be your screens of the applications anymore. That was the whole basis, whole premise behind the SaaSocalypse that we saw. It's not all gas. That is exactly what those companies realized. Now, to make sure that that system of interaction works across multiple people, if it's just extracting reports, it's not a problem. But imagine in a year's time, 2 years' time, when people are feeding in information, they're actually training, because the agents are supposed to be learning from your information and improving their queries. Now, if that is happening across the organization, you need an MCP. It's that. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So, okay. So basically, so let's look at the code of this. So ये code क्या करता है कि input पढ़ता है और input में देखता है कि whether, again, it is starting from the word whether, it will take the second letter and it will imagine that is a city and it will call a tool. Okay. और वो टूल फाइल एक और फाइल है, मैं दिखाऊंगा, इसका बैकएंड है, तो वो बैकएंड में कॉल करेगा और बोलेगा कि डू दिस फॉर एग्जीक्यूट द टूल, एंड दैट कॉल टूल का कमांड में वेदर एंड इट विल गिव द सिटी नेम. एंड देन आई हैव गॉट 2 more commands. One command is balance and user and another command is just time. तो अब so let's do those 2 others as well. तो अब मैं बोलूंगा इसको, just बोलूंगा time. Okay, just single word. Okay, बोला current time is 10:30 AM. Okay, so it will always is a fixed time. I'll show you that code also. So it's always says this. और मैं बोलूंगा balance. तो balance Pandey ji. Okay, Pandey ji has 200 tokens. ठीक है. So if I say Pandey ji balance, क्या होगा? Unknown command. क्योंकि MCP needs exact formats. Okay, so it really needs balance Pandey ji. First has to be balance and second has to be name out here. Okay, so this is MCP. Okay, कि MCP में you need exactly the same formats as you would that will work. Now I'll show you the actual tools. Okay, कि जो tool file जो है. So I've created this core MCP core मैंने एक बनाया वहाँ पे. So I'll do again cat MCP underscore core dot py. ओके, तो अब ये क्या कर रहा है कि ये इसने, तो आई हैव क्रिएटेड डमी टूल्स हियर. ओके, और उस डमी टूल में तीन फंक्शन बनाया है. फर्स्ट इज गेट वेदर, सेकंड इज गेट बैलेंस एंड थर्ड इज गेट टाइम. जब वो गेट टाइम रन करेगा हमेशा वो रिटर्न फिक्स रिटर्न करेगा करंट टाइम इज 10:30 AM. सो इट्स अ वेरी डमी थिंग, but you can run anything. You can run a video file, you can start Microsoft, whatever, you could, Office, PPT, any tool that runs on laptop you can use, you can start using this. So I'm just giving you a very basic demo taki you get the full picture in this, how the whole thing is coming together. Okay, and then I said that if you see the first word is weather, then call get weather. If the first word is balance, get balance. Okay, the first word is time, get time. And get time is, this is the function. It's whenever someone calls get time, it will simply give you the current time is 10:30 AM. Okay, so this is all it took. It took like 10 lines to create an MCP. The full MCP has been created out here. Okay, and but now we have a problem. Okay, the problem is RAG gives you a flexible input. Input formats can change, whereas MCP expects exactly the same thing, and you have to solve this problem. Okay, so for that, what we have to do for that, we have to first modify our RAG section in such a way that it gives you only one answer, and that answer has to be highly accurate. Okay, so let's try that. I've created a demo for that also.
I think we'll try to wrap up in 15.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
I think we can do more sessions, थोड़ा focused, घंटे का एक topic लेके.
Right. ठीक है. So now what I've done is I have created. So now जो पहला हमने रैग बनाया था जो 5 आंसर्स आ रहा था. Now I'm returning only one answer or one best answer. Okay, so now I'll say ask. Tell me about IIM Mumbai. So it tells you only one answer. Okay, NIT is now IIM Mumbai. Okay, and the way it has been achieved is very simple. It's exactly the same code as the earlier one, but you are only giving the top result. वहाँ पे मैं top 5 दे रहा था, यहाँ पे मैं top result दे रहा हूँ. So top is the highest match. Okay, so I'll say tell me about T Prasad. Tell me about a professor. Tell me about a professor. So Dr. T Prasad is a professor in NIT. Okay, exactly the same file, and I have done this. Okay, so we will just see. This file also. So this is exactly the same file, और वहाँ पे can you see this highlight screen में आया क्या जो मैंने किया? तो उस लाइन में मैंने लास्ट में वहाँ पे 5 था, 5 को मैंने 1 कर दिया था. That's the only change I have made here. Okay. ठीक है, तो that was giving the best result. So now I have found a way to give me not 5 answers, but only give me one answer. And now my next task is that one answer has to be accurate. So for that, what we'll do is very simple. We'll change our data file essentially. Okay. So so now I'm creating another data file. Okay, and this data file mein, for simplification, I've written 3 lines only. Okay, weather Delhi, balance Dusyat, and time, and all of these 3 are valid commands. Okay, and now if I use my RAG in any combination of meaning word, I can always go to this database and make the RAG pick one of them which is closest to the meaning. Okay, and then I can use the MCP to run the tool. Okay, and so that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to run demo 4, which we'll see all of them coming together. So So I'll ask naturally, anything about weather? And straight away picked up Weather Delhi because first my database has only 3 lines. There's one line about weather, second line is about balance, and the third line is about time. And so now if I say okay, and it automatically picked up the command that you want to run is Weather Delhi, and it automatically executed it, and it said weather in Delhi is 32° and sunny. Now if I don't have to be weather, it can be climate also. Okay, tell me about climate. Anything about climate, because it's a similar word. Okay. And again, you get the same thing, because climate, the closest match to climate is weather. And there's only one line in your RAG database which is linked to weather, which is Weather Delhi. And Weather Delhi is a valid command in the tool, and the Weather Delhi is getting executed. And now we can also ask, tell me accounts. Okay, so it could not find out. So I just say, okay, because I didn't give it. Tell me. Okay, there's a issue here. Tell me accounts. I have to give a name. Dushyant. I think that's the name we had. Okay, so tell me accounts Dushyant, and so it found out. Okay, there's one line which matches, which is balance Dushyant, and Dushyant has 200 tokens. And if I just say if I just write Dushyant, that is enough for it to know that there's only one command that it has to pick up. And if I can say you anything about chronology, so it picked up. If you say chronology, it automatically picked up time because of and then it said the current time is 10:30 AM. Okay, so this is how you convert a specific command that has to go into a tool into a general meaning framework. Okay.
और ये इसके नीचे में llama ही work कर रहा है?
नहीं, इसमें कोई llama नहीं है. अभी I'm not even got into. There's no llama here. It's all simple local code. Okay, इसमें कोई LLM नहीं है. All of this is without LLM right now.
तो जब वो weather return कर रहा है, वो कैसे कर रहा है?
Because of the embedding. So that's the innovation, right? So जो embedding किया हुआ है. So the way you represent the data is in terms of it's in the meaning space. Okay, so the weather का जो representation है और climate का जो representation है, they're all together in the meaning space together. And from that meaning space, it simply searches the database and gives you exactly one result which is closest to that meaning. And from there you get that line Weather Delhi.
तो ये real time नहीं है क्या?
ये real time है. नहीं, real time मतलब local है पूरा ये. मतलब real time in my local machine.
Let me just try, Raju. It is referring to a file, consolidated file, which is stored as a text file on the local computer. Okay? This is exactly same as the RAG I created with Notebook LM for all the policies and procedures. Okay? It had why I had given it index because each policy and procedure is a huge document, 50-page document, right?
तो weather का data रोहित ने डाला हुआ है पहले से.
नहीं, मैंने सिर्फ
sorry.
Okay, मैंने सिर्फ 3 लाइन डाला है, ठीक है ना? This is my full database. Okay, Weather Delhi, balance Dushyant and time. Okay, this is my core database.
But 32 degrees कहाँ से मिल रहा है उसको?
वो MCP से आया ना, तो उसका मैंने MCP फाइल बनाया था ना मैंने, तो I'll just show you. Cat MCP.
तो वो MCP फाइल कहाँ से खींच रहा है?
वो मैंने बनाया है ना, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा है. इसे मैंने कुछ खींचा नहीं, सब बनाया. यहाँ पे लिखा ना, मैं Weather in Delhi 32 and sunny लिखा ना मैंने यहाँ पे. ये मैंने जो MCP बनाया, जो मैंने टूल बनाया, टूल का रिस्पॉन्स ही वो है.
ऑलरेडी बनाया. ओके
समझ गया. टूल एक डेमो टूल बनाया था.
ओके.
तो मेरा एक बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है इस ट्रिप्स की, ये जो भी तुम क्वेरी कर रहे हो, ठीक है, it is picking up from some data, some set of data which is already existing somewhere, right? And
that set of data is this text file, 3-line text file.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, data in a text file which you have created.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Right. So my very simple question is, ki boss, if I have to ask something from what I have only created, and I presume this text file has been created by you.
Yes.
Okay. Then how is it of use to me? मैं इसका क्या करूं?
नहीं, मतलब वही है ना, टीम
देखो, see what
हाँ.
you want is कि आप अंग्रेजी के किसी भाषा में आप कुछ भी बोलें, okay, and it should do exactly the thing it is supposed to do.
So
देखो,
for
honestly,
example, for example,
okay,
पांडे जी,
हाँ.
for example, अगर आप अपना AIS डाल के रखते हो इसमें,
ठीक है,
तो आप अपनी क्वेरीज उसी हिसाब से पूछ सकते हो. या अगर आपने क्रेडिट कार्ड स्टेटमेंट डाला हुआ है सारे, ओके, तो यू कैन आस्क मैंने क्या फिजूल खर्चा किया है, एंड यू आर डिफाइनिंग द फिजूल इन द MCP.
नहीं, तो मेरा I got that. I am only trying to now, honestly, and this is a very मतलब open and ये I am trying to figure out that first should I see all these things that you said, okay, Raju, ये जो तुमने बताया, I'm so the way I look at the last 2.5 hours or 2 hours 15 minutes is, part 1 DK, part 1 trips. I'm thinking all of this can be done. जो DK बताया ना, which I personally thought was much simpler. So why should, what is my, as a common man or as a person who's getting into AI to solve or to address some of his day-to-day problems or whatever, कुछ analysis करने के लिए, जो भी करने के लिए, what is the difference in what DK taught and what Trips taught?
No, so
and which one should I use where? And which one?
Yeah, Pandey ji.
And because last statement, because, and why I'm saying is, no offense meant to the platform or to what we learned. I personally believe that ट्रिप्स ने जो सिखाया उसके लिए मतलब दिमाग चाहिए, उसमें आसान नहीं है. वर्सेस जो डीके ने सिखाया इज रिलेटिवली इजी, कि भाई 3-4 फाइल है वो बना दो, पीछे में डेटा डालो और चलेगा. मतलब मेरे हिसाब से दैट्स व्हाट आई अंडरस्टूड दैट टाइम.
नहीं, जो मैंने बताया आपको कभी यूज नहीं करना, आपको यूज कभी नहीं करना. जो मैंने बताया आपको खाली ये
है, कैट है, फैट है, सब इतना सब है, उधर तो कुछ नहीं है ना. दैट्स द क्वेश्चन. पुटिंग इट वेरी सिंपली,
correct.
जैसे
so I'm explaining, see what I'm explaining कि
अगर तुमने देखा होगा, जैसा ही त्रिपाठी चालू किया और कोई पूछ रहा है ये आएगा किधर से, स्क्रीन किधर है, ये किधर डालेंगे, ये आया, you're getting the point. So that's my only, I'm trying to compare that how is or where would this be more useful and where would that be more useful. That's a I'm not
so,
in the
so this is if you want to understand going under the hood as to how what AI world is doing today. So AI world is doing only 3 things. Number 1, LLM. Okay. Second is AI agents, and third is infrastructure for connecting agents into LLM.
Okay.
Only 3 things are happening: LLM, AI agents, and infrastructure of connecting agents to LLM.
Okay.
So what I showed you is a full running version. Okay, जो कि Google ने full scale पे किया है Gemini में.
Okay.
And what I'm showing you is in 10 lines what exactly Gemini is doing, except at a higher infrastructure level. Okay, so that you understand.
So I
just for understanding.
I'm reading Saket's comment, and I think that explains it very well. Is that what Rohit sir showed is how the back end works. What Dushyant sir showed is how the front end works. Okay, that probably explains it very well. Okay,
perfect. Okay, so this was all the demo, and now the next thing we will do is installation of OpenClaw. Okay, अगर 5 मिनट और है तो ये command है.
क्यों नहीं.
Okay, and I'll hand over this to Saket. Because Saket is ready to tell you how to do the installation and all, so you can start with the installation. और बाद में कोई problem अगर होगा, then we will solve it later on. अगर we are here, अगर if someone wants to do it, they can. Okay, so the first installation
पे install कर रहे हैं कि locally?
Local पे करना है ना, local अपने laptop पे करना है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. क्योंकि you are not, see, danger इसलिए होता है क्योंकि अगर आपने उसको पूरा फाइल सिस्टम एक्सेस दे दिया तो गलती से कोई कमांड आ गया तो इट कैन डिलीट. ये लोगों का डर है, तो हमको ये फाइल सिस्टम एक्सेस दे रहे हैं ना, हमको रॉ खाली बेसिक विदाउट एक्सेस इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं. So that's what we are trying to do. Okay.
ठीक है.
So I will now take it to Saket, and पीछे मैं I'm also there to help, and Saket will now tell. Saket, you there, right?
ये सेशन के बाद में मेरे दिमाग में एक यूज केस आया है, मैं
वो भी करेंगे ना. Okay, Saket, you can talk now. Saket is there? Okay, ठीक है. So what we have to do
वो I
is,
think मैसेज तो कर रहा था वो.
yeah, he was there,
दिख
he
रहा
was-
दिख रहा.
Okay, so what we'll do is installation of OpenClaw. So both, this is very, very simple. So you have to first go to the site.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Now you're audible. Yeah, you're audible.
So my mic was not working.
Okay.
Share your screen, please. And
Okay. Actually, I have already
now explain.
installed OpenClaw. Yeah, so it would be good if someone can volunteer to install OpenClaw on their system, so that from there we can see from very start.
पांडे जी.
वो अल्लाह ना भाई, आप अरे अपना थोड़ा फटली सालत है, तुम और कोई करो. हम अभी ओपन क्लॉ साला बहुत कहानी सुने हो, गड़बड़ा देता है हिसाब किताब, तो थोड़ा
चलो मैं करता हूँ, लेकिन मेरा इसमें वो नहीं है, मतलब स्टोरेज स्पेस नहीं है.
नहीं, we will use the online models for that. We can use the online models.
Online model. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
I'm sharing screen.
Okay.
And Saket also explain किसी का Mac है तो कहाँ पे जाना है, Windows से कहाँ जाना है. Linux सिर्फ मेरे पास I think.
Okay.
तो Mac के लिए मैं अलग से फोन करूंगा.
ठीक है. Okay, ये Windows है क्या?
हाँ, Windows है.
हाँ, I am just sharing a command. Actually ये command आपको OpenClaw का जो official website है वहाँ पे direct मिल जाएगा, but I'm just sharing it in the message.
OpenClaw, okay. .ai.
Yeah. थोड़ा सा नीचे आएंगे.
Okay.
हाँ, क्विक स्टार्ट ऊपर में था.
क्विक स्टार्ट
और थोड़ा सा ऊपर ये दिख रहा है क्विक स्टार्ट. तो यहाँ पे ऑप्शन है हमारे पास मैक, विंडोज, लिनक्स सेलेक्ट करने का. तो जो भी सेलेक्ट करेंगे एक छोटा सा कमांड है उसका.
तो इसमें कुछ डालूं अभी?
कुछ नहीं, इस कमांड को कॉपी करना है आपको एंड आपके टर्मिनल में बस जस्ट रन कराना है.
सो ये कमांड कॉपी, देन आई ओपन cmd.
To install OpenClaw, it's suggested to run shell.
PowerShell. Okay.
Yes.
Hold on.
एडमिन अकाउंट चाहिए, एडमिन प्ले चाहिए होगा इसमें.
हाँ ठीक है, एडमिन तो है. PowerShell.
So your PowerShell is not visible, only your browser is visible.
हाँ, hold on.
आएगा सब आएगा.
अभी आ रहे?
अरे एकदम आ गया.
Perfect.
मैं वो चिपका दूं?
हाँ.
ये क्या बोल रहे हैं?
Enter.
This one is correct?
Correct.
Enter.
So it will do all the job from installing everything.
Okay.
अगर आपके पास Node.js नहीं रहता, आपके पास है, बट अगर किसी पास नहीं रहता है तो ये खुद से वो भी इंस्टॉल कर देता है.
Oh nice.
ये क्या
नोट 22 चाहिए.
अच्छा,
ये मेरे बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल तो खींचेगा नहीं ना कहीं से?
नहीं खींचेगा. या गोपाल, what are you saying?
वो भी नहीं हो जाएगा यार, काहे टेंशन ले रहे हो?
नहीं, I think I missed
हो जाएगा वो. क्या?
मैंने कहा ये सिर्फ तेरे बैंक अकाउंट डिटेल ही खींचेगा और कुछ काम नहीं करेगा. तो कोई भी कमांड देगा, जैसे त्रिपाठी कुछ भी कमांड दे रहा था वो सिर्फ दिल्ली का वेदर बता रहा था, इसको कोई भी कमांड देता तेरे बैंक डिटेल ही खींचेगा. OpenClaw, it is coming with OpenClaws to you.
Yeah.
ऑटो डेबिट फैसिलिटी भी जनरेट कर देगा उसमें.
करने की जरूरत
Actually, पहले मैंने I tried using DigitalOcean to install OpenClaw, but documentation ही बहुत ज्यादा था तो फिर मैंने बंद कर दिया. And I didn't want to install it on my system.
त्रिपाठी थोड़ा टेक्निकल बात समझाया है यार. ये तो साला हम इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में कंप्यूटर साइंस ना समझ पाए थे, अभी क्या समझेंगे बे?
नहीं पांडे जी, the fact that you're on this call, you've already taken many steps.
Oh, thank you यार. ये जो encouragement तुमसे आता रहता है ना राजू बाबा से, बस यही चाहिए. अब बाकी की जिंदगी के लिए यही चाहिए.
नहीं ये जरूरी है, because the way I am thinking is कि ये जो बकवास काम है ना, टैक्स फाइलिंग, सेंडिंग अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट, रिकंसिलिएशन, ये सब मुझे ऑटोमेट करने का, ये मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव है.
नहीं मेरा तो एक बहुत यूज केस है. जब तक ये सब डाउनलोड हो रहा है, तुम लोग बताओ बॉस ये जेन्युइन है, मतलब ओके. इस बॉस देखो, मेरे बेटे को GMAT का तैयारी करना है. ओके, अभी वो हफ्ता में 5 दिन तो बेचारा इज वर्किंग, सो ही रियली डजंट हैव a lot of productive time during the weekday. So what can I use AI, to, help him
नोटबुक एलएम नोटबुक एलएम में जाके ना पूरा पुल कर लो और फ्लैश कार्ड
prepare,
सब बनाएगा
in an efficient way कि बॉस मतलब तुम इस पे फोकस करो तो ये हो जाएगा, इतना सब देखने का नहीं है, समथिंग लाइक दैट, समझ रहे हो? आई एम जेन्युइन बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मतलब क्योंकि मैं देखता हूँ तो जस्ट ये। हाँ क्षितिज, व्हाट वर यू सेइंग, क्या करो?
notebook lm so you go and install notebook lm right notebook lm is basically google का ये learning platform है and then उसमें you can download hours and hours of content, books ये वो, and it will create quizzes, flashcards, reference material, one pager, notes, सब कुछ.
Okay, notebook LM.
The best learning notebook LM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gopal, are you on Mac or you are on Windows?
No, I'm on Windows.
Okay, so you can do the same thing then. Is anyone installing on Mac right now?
मैं बाद में करूंगा.
क्या?
मैं तुझे करता हूँ फिर अलग से.
एक
तो बेसिकली
ने एक वीडियो लिंक भेजा था ओपन क्लाउ का. आई थिंक दैट वाज आल्सो हेल्पफुल. मतलब मैंने कल या परसों देखा पूरा वीडियो, 44 मिनट्स का है. इट्स आल्सो नाइस, इंफॉर्मेटिव. राइट ट्रिप्स तूने किसका नाम बताया था वो?
पीटर स्टाइनबर्गर.
नहीं वो तो नहीं. तूने एक
भेजना जरा वो ग्रुप में डालना फिर से लिंक.
हाँ मैं डालता हूँ.
मैंने एक लिंक भेजा था मतलब कि
मैं बताता हूँ किसका नाम बताया था तूने.
So basically, the story is that for most of the tasks, you don't even need to go to the server. Okay, you can do local Ulama के अंदर में you can run a local model, जो कि local model चाहिए होता है to craft your English language responses, and you need a LLM so that it can pick on the intelligence, okay, and the training. So if you are not doing cutting edge research, I think 99% of the work can happen locally without even going to a server outside. When you do cutting edge research, if you're all you are doing is searching inside your data or analyzing your data, or you're finding a pattern there, you can do it locally. And if you're running tools, automating certain tools and certain activities, that also you can do locally. Or अगर आपको cutting edge research चाहिए, mathematics चाहिए, then you go to remote LLM, and then that will be very, very efficient. तो अभी हो क्या रहा है कि most of the people, I think, and they're doing it wrong. Most of the people are dumping their entire workspace into the LLM. Also, token count, they're taking it to million. There's one guy who did like 2.5 billion tokens in 1 month. So and they're making the LLM do all the work, and I think that is not the right approach. Because that's a hostile, like that's the most intelligent, like it has the entire human knowledge compressed into one database, and you want to restrict yourself to only important questions to that guy, jabki you already have the facilities to do all the basic things locally. So that I believe, so that's the architecture which I think will win. Just making your token round trip should be very, very low, but locally you can get most of the things done. And just कहा कि rubric चाहिए to test कि जो response आया वो response ठीक है नहीं है. So you need to create that measurement system, and so the whole the great people in OpenClaw will be the people who can design the guardrails and the rubric, not the people who will define the actual applications. Applications तो बहुत लोग बना लेंगे, लेकिन guardrails कौन अच्छा डालता है जिससे कि hallucination control हो, और evaluation कौन अच्छा करता है कि response का evaluation क्या था automated way में, that will decide true AI champions basically. Yeah, anyone installing on Mac right now? If they need Mac support, Mac में एक ही लाइन है, उसी साइट पे जाना है, वो कॉपी करना है उसके टर्मिनल पे, और एडमिन प्रिविलेज कभी कभी लगता है, थोड़ा सा उस पे काम लगता है हल्का सा. विंडोज इज इजी. So basically OpenClaw needs node.js.
अभी किया था मैंने इंस्टॉल कुछ दिन पहले.
उसको 22 वर्जन चाहिए, 21 काम नहीं करेगा।
पता नहीं इसमें कौन सा वर्जन है मुझे।
तो 22 अगर 22 होगा तो अच्छा है, नहीं तो फिर वो उसको अपग्रेड करेगा।
वो बोल रहा है ना 24 फाउंड,
24
देखना V24 14.1 फाउंड बोल रहा है।
तो किसका 24 है? 24 तो आया नहीं है, किसी और का
पता
है
नहीं
वो।
ये क्या है लिखा हुआ है।
24
मेरा भी 24 ही आया, मतलब वर्जन 24 इन फाउंड।
नहीं 24 किसका वर्जन है वो? 800 पे अच्छा है। अच्छा node.js, ओके ये
Node.js,
लेटेस्ट होगा, वो लेटेस्ट होगा। ओके ठीक है, 22 प्लस चाहिए आपको, ये 24 इतने आया होगा, ठीक है सही है। Gopal, you are also installing, right?
Yes, I am also installing. Yes.
Anyone who is installing right now live? Okay, so what will happen? So OpenClaw is essentially RAG plus MCP plus LLM. Okay, यही है और कुछ नहीं है. And the task is what tools to run, and also it can also communicate to your WhatsApp and can communicate to your Telegram. So it also has a front end where ये screen में नहीं डालना पड़ेगा. WhatsApp पे if you can write, it will straight away execute those commands. ठीक है?
I would like if it keeps prompting me not to use WhatsApp.
No, to configure, no, you don't configure it. You can just keep it. You can configure it later also, and then you can go to the command line and just directly command it to do whatever you want to do. Or you don't have to configure heartbeats. You don't have to configure. उसमें बहुत सारा system है OpenClaw में कि एक दूसरे को it can automatically wake up and ask for check for certain things. It can be woken up if a certain thing happens, and it can trigger you on multiple channels. So that's why it became very famous, because the channel coverage is huge, the RAG coverage is huge, the LLM coverage is huge, and it's totally open. So it has got people really excited because it can actually do coding better than OpenClaw. तो इसलिए OpenClaw ने अपना Claude ने अपना मॉडल एक्सेस ही बंद कर दिया उसको, कि they are seeing that people are using OpenClaw to do the coding rather than using Claude code. So that's a serious challenge to Anthropic. तो Anthropic ने बंद कर दिया.
There is part to that, but Raju का जो original comment था, that had a different context there. But anyway, वो उन्होंने API access, I think इसलिए भी reduce किया Tripathi just क्योंकि अभी let's say I'm on a $150 or $200 whatever monthly access, ठीक है, and there are 10,000 users. The whole model is built on the fact that there are only few users who will use in excess of their capacity, and there will be a large number of users who will not use their token capacity on a month-on-month basis. But OpenClaw, because it created such a furor, I think that token count and the cost of servicing that token count became very high for Anthropic. So I think they had to restrict it. I think that was a rational decision. Obviously, there is something in it for them as well that they're already building Cowork and Claude code towards that. So I don't think that is.
तो Claude code में भी आ गया ना यार. Claude code में भी you will get for $20 subscription. Claude code can actually it can take millions of tokens.
Yeah, but Claude के tokens बहुत जल्दी use होते हैं. Claude is a very expensive model to.
वही बता रहा हूँ ना, Claude is expensive model, but Claude code में full access है. At $20 per month में you have full access from Claude code. तो जो काम आप OpenClaw से नहीं करोगे, आप Claude code से करोगे. There, अगर the reason why I don't believe this economic argument is because फिर Claude code में आपको restrict करना है ना. Then you should make Claude code also API based, not subscription based. क्योंकि Claude code.
As it is downloading ना, मतलब ये तो मुझे भी ये पांडे जी का क्वेश्चन का डाउट आ रहा है सिक्योरिटी का. So it asked, do you want to allow public and private networks to access this app? Windows Firewall has blocked some features of Node.js JavaScript. So ये allow कर सकते हैं कि क्या है?
No, don't allow.
अच्छा.
Don't allow. Anything you are the default is if you समझ में नहीं आ रहा, don't allow. और कुछ allow करना है तो you can always make it allowed later on inside OpenClaw. ठीक है. By default, see the default security, if you don't understand, don't allow.
And ऐसा ये background में चलता रहता है क्या? So that मतलब does it slow down? Does it keep running in the background?
So that if you just switch the software off, if the software on, see it depends how you have configured it. Okay, if you have configured it कि उसमें एक concept है hooks. अगर आपने hooks enable किया हुआ है, तो it will always, it's a process that always listens. So as soon as the hook will listen to a process that matches his signature, वो on हो जाएगा. But if you don't configure hook, तो
OpenClaw installed.
हो गया.
Okay, it will give you next steps.
Saket.
Yeah.
Saket, next steps.
It will give you next steps on the screen itself.
Okay,
Just wait here. It will take you to the steps.
Sure. Saket, what's your background?
I have done MCA.
रांची रहते हो आप भी?
नहीं, right now मैं कोलकाता में हूँ.
Okay, nice.
Yes, Saket is the longest, I think, since 2018, right, Saket?
2020, sir. Like at the time of COVID.
Good.
No. How long you are with Ranchi Mall?
Yeah, at the time of COVID, 2020. Officially 2020, but I started in 20.
Oh yeah. We came 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Saket is? See, what Saket started as marketing, but because of AI, now he does the coding also. He does server management. He does all the people. He's basically he made himself very critical.
ये बोल
अभी
रहे
हम
हैं
करेंगे क्या? अभी हम क्या करेंगे?
ये क्या करना है? ये ठीक है ना? अलाउ एक्सेस.
ठीक है. अगर समझ में नहीं आ रहा, डोंट अलाउ, और समझ में आ रहा तो अलाउ.
नो ठीक है ये. इट्स फाइन.
नहीं, it has
बस
to be
मेरा
allowed, yeah.
नेटवर्क ही ले रहा है ना.
अच्छा,
प्राइवेट नेटवर्क्स में अलाउ करना है, पब्लिक नेटवर्क्स में अलाउ नहीं करना है.
हाँ, करेक्ट. सॉरी, व्हाट इज दैट?
शेयर करूं?
हाँ.
ओके, गोपाल शेयर कर.
तो अभी
we can do multiple screen shares. हाँ.
Yeah, two can share. Yeah, go do it. हाँ, पांडे जी, अभी इंस्टॉल होने के बाद पता चलेगा क्या होगा, ठीक है ना?
गोपाल, go ahead.
हाँ.
तो तुम और मैजिक दिखाओगे?
अभी तो मैजिक तो अपने आप आता है इसमें ना, वो खुद ही करता है ना, वो इंसान है. OpenClaw एक इंसान है. आपको अंग्रेजी में बोलना है, वो सब खुद करेगा.
मेरा सिस्टम हिल रहा है अब.
तुम्हारा तो खाली सिस्टम हिल रहा है, हम तो साला पूरा ही हिल गया पिछला आधा घंटा में.
नहीं पांडे जी, अभी प्रोसेस बैकग्राउंड में प्रोसेस हो रहा है. दुष्यंत इज ड्रॉपिंग. ओके दुष्यंत, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू डीके.
थैंक यू सर.
ये कौन है?
हाँ,
क्या है भैया? ये क्या आ गया? सैंडबॉक्स आ गया भैया, ये सब क्या है?
हाँ, ये इसमें यस करना है. हाँ, ये
इसमें यस करना है.
हाँ, इसमें
दिस पर्सनल बाय डिफॉल्ट.
ये डू यू अंडरस्टैंड और नॉट? यही है
ये तो, लेकिन ये सी दिखा रहे हो. ये तो दो
नहीं, एरो से होगा. लेफ्ट राइट एरो से होगा.
लेफ्ट राइट एरो से.
अरे ये जो हो गया ना बॉस, आज बहुत सीखे हैं बॉस. आज मैं बता रहा हूँ गोपाल, तुम पीएनजी जाके हिला दो बॉस. इसके बाद
ये तो सब पीएनजी में कर नहीं सकता. पीएनजी के बाहर ही, पीएनजी में सब रेस्ट्रिक्टेड है.
नहीं, तुम ये सब बाहर करो और अंदर जाके दिखाओ अपना लैपटॉप लेके. देखो बेटा, ये सब होता है. खत्म बात. समझ रहे हो? तुम्हारा जो एज है ना 51, 52, साला उल्टा के 25 का लोग तुम्हारे पीछे पड़ जाएगा सब. बोलेगा अरे सर बताओ ये क्या है.
We can select open router auto, right, Saket?
Yeah, we can select open router.
हो गया.
या फिर मेरा ChatGPT का सब्सक्रिप्शन है, इसका यूज OpenAI और
क्या what गोपाल?
नहीं, what I was saying was अपना ChatGPT का सब्सक्रिप्शन है मेरे पास. So does it mean I choose OpenAI या
नहीं? उसमें API ChatGPT का सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं, API कैसे ही वो अलग होता है उसका.
अच्छा, तो क्या चूज करूं इसमें?
जी ओपन राउटर फॉर बाद में चेंज करेंगे. ओपन राउटर, सिर्फ ओपन राउटर.
Which one? ओपन
राउटर. ओपन राउटर क्या करेगा कि कहीं पे लिमिट खत्म हो गया ना, तो ऑटोमेटिकली इट स्विचेस. तो ये साकेत का डिस्कवरी था. And it has been very very helpful कि whenever your one model का लिमिट खत्म हो जाता है, ऑटोमेटिकली switches to other model. तो आपको
ये yes पे कैसे जाऊं? कौन से एरो? कर्सर से?
लेफ्ट राइट एरोस.
एरो
पता
और
नहीं
ये क्या है
बोल ही
ओपन
रहा है।
राउटर एपीआई की क्या है फिर?
हाँ सर, अभी ओपन राउटर मैंने एक लिंक भेजा है चैट में, वो ओपन राउटर की वेबसाइट है, वहां से अपने को एपीआई जनरेट करना होगा एक, एंड वो एपीआई को कॉपी करके यहाँ पे पेस्ट करना होगा। बट अभी ओपन राउटर ऑटो भी रोहित सर बीच बीच में वो प्रॉब्लम देता है कभी कभी, सर नॉर्मली यूजिंग लोकल मॉडल ओनली राइट।
हाँ वो बात वो सॉल्व करेंगे, पर दे आर स्टार्टिंग गेटिंग स्टार्टेड, तो स्टार्ट में इट्स इजीएस्ट राइट।
हाँ स्टार्ट में इट्स गुड,
वो सेकंड राउंड में उनको लोकल कराएंगे और लामा में करवाएंगे, बट एक बार बेसिक हो गया तो यू कैन चेंज वेरी इजीली।
ये सॉरी व्हाट वाज दैट, लोकल गेटवे और रिमोट गेटवे?
नो वो कहाँ पूछा लोकल,
ये मैनुअल के बाद पूछ रहा है।
मैनुअल नहीं करना है,
क्विक
स्टार्ट
स्टार्ट करना है।
क्विक स्टार्ट करना है। अब वापस कैसे जाऊं? मैनुअल शायद दब गया मेरे से।
तो कंट्रोल सी करके दोबारा, ओके सो जस्ट डू मैनुअल में जस्ट डू लोकल गेटवे,
ओके
वी विल मेक द गेटवे ऑन योर लोकल मशीन।
ठीक है।
So you go to the site and create an API, and वहाँ पे API तुरंत generate हो जाता है, and then you have to copy that Gopal API.
हाँ कर रहा हूँ।
ओपन राउटर राइट, ओपन राउटर।
Open router.ai.
ओपन राउटर क्यों?
क्योंकि it automatically all the models are connecting to open router, and उसमें किसी का कोटा खत्म हो जाता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली स्विच करता है दूसरे मॉडल पे।
ओके
तो स्टार्ट के लिए इट्स वेरी गुड, यू नो।
गॉट इट।
ये क्या आ गया?
Just asking for some feedback.
गेट एपीआई की करूं क्या?
हाँ गेट एपीआई की करें।
और यहाँ क्या है मतलब क्रिएट एपीआई की मतलब ऐसा आया?
Just write any line, just write my
नाम
name, local, my personal API key, whatever, you know.
Which one?
You can just
write
name, choose any name for your API, any
Gopal's
name,
API or open router कुछ भी।
and just create. Copy this key.
Yeah, that's the key, okay, and save it somewhere else because you won't get anywhere else. So have a backup copy of it.
ये सब साला प्राइवेट की पब्लिक की एपीआई की बहुत प्रॉब्लम है।
ये तो आईटी में की तो लगेगा, एपीआई की तो लगेगा।
तुम्हारा बगैर चाबी के तुम्हारा चलता नहीं है, तो चाबी लगाना जरूरी है।
कोई भी घुस, वी आर इन पब्लिक मार्केट राइट, तो कोई भी घुस जाएगा ना, तो चाबी देना पड़ेगा। सब कुछ चाबी नहीं यूज करोगे।
हम लोग सब ठीक चल रहा है ना त्रिपाठी?
बस यही लास्ट स्टेप है, हो गया लास्ट स्टेप है।
चिपकाया क्या? चिपकाना राइट क्लिक करना पड़ेगा शायद।
You can select keep current.
Auto, keep current, yeah. So basically open router में भी basically you have to install a local LM या फिर you have to buy API, लेकिन API में प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि it can go into like $10,000 वगैरह केस, so dangerous कर रहा।
और इसमें क्या सेलेक्ट चैनल क्या?
हाँ तो व्हाट्सएप टेलीग्राम करते हैं ना?
नहीं टेलीग्राम व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं ना?
व्हाट्सएप में एक्चुअली व्हाट्सएप का उसका जो लिंकेज है उसमें तो प्रॉब्लम है थोड़ा सा, so that's why Telegram is tried and tested.
अच्छा,
they use bot API, yeah.
Inter Telegram bot. Okay, अभी you have to open Telegram on your browser or mobile.
टेलीग्राम मैंने साइन इन तो किया था लेकिन
जस्ट 2 मिनट लगेगा।
ठीक है, मैंने साइन इन तो कर दिया टेलीग्राम में मोबाइल में, फिर
हाँ अभी यू कैन, मैंने एक मैसेज भेजा है, यू कैन सर्च फॉर बॉट फादर इनसाइड टेलीग्राम। तो एक बॉट है वो टेलीग्राम को, वो बॉट ओपन होगा।
जस्ट नॉर्मल सर्च में क्या? बिकॉज
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
normal
सर्च।
search for bot father.
बॉट फॉर सर्च किया तो ये तो FAQ खुल गया, वेयर कैन आई गेट मोर बॉट्स, आर बॉट सेफ?
बॉट फादर लाइक कैपिटल B एंड कैपिटल F।
नहीं नहीं, अंडरस्टैंड, बट सर्च में जब मैंने टाइप किया देन इट वेंट टू द टेलीग्राम FAQ। ठीक है, मैं देखता हूँ।
One second. Are you using mobile or
I'm
laptop?
using mobile, maybe I'll then link to
तो
the
नहीं, सर्च चैट्स में नहीं होगा, वहाँ पे जो प्लस का ऑप्शन है सर, वहां से करना होगा। प्लस जहाँ पे एक ऑप्शन है जहाँ से हम लोग नया चैट न्यू मैसेज स्टार्ट करते हैं, वहां से करना होगा।
अच्छा, एक मिनट।
एक प्लस करके आइकन होगा होम पेज पे।
So first I go to the chat homepage, contacts, calls, chat settings.
नहीं, लाइक हाउ डू वी सेंड अ न्यू मैसेज टू समवन इन
अच्छा अच्छा,
टेलीग्राम।
न्यू मैसेज, ठीक है। फिर न्यू
देन वहाँ पे बॉट
मैसेज के
फादर,
पास में एक चैट है, इट सेज ओपन सेटिंग्स।
न्यू मैसेज
एक
में
मिनट,
ऊपर सर्च
काम करता हूँ,
कॉन्टेक्ट्स।
I'll just log in here, hold on.
Can I exit this installation because ये manual में तो बहुत पूछ रहा है।
You can exit and start again.
तो कैसे, बस क्लोज कर दो विंडो?
हाँ, विंडो क्लोज कर। And I think gateway start is the command on the shell.
नहीं, गेटवे तभी चलेगा जब ओपन क्लॉ टोटली इंस्टॉल हो गया है।
अच्छा, तो ओपन क्लॉ स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा।
ओपन क्लॉ ऑन बोर्ड, यस, ओपन क्लॉ ऑन बोर्ड, करेक्ट। या तो सेम कमांड भी रन कर सकते हैं जो पहले किया था, या फिर ऑन बोर्ड करने से पहले ओपन क्लॉ ऑन बोर्ड।
या
OpenClaw onboard to restart.
Yeah. Okay. OpenClaw space onboard. After you have to root the whole thing, and this time select manual. Quick start.
Quick start.
तो OpenClaw onboard शेल में डालूं क्या?
हाँ, शेल पे, उसी पावर शेल पे, जहाँ पे
ताकि यहाँ कहाँ पे है वैसे बॉट?
न्यू चैट में बॉट फादर सर्च करने पे आ रहा है, वो आएगा एक।
Can you see the screen? You can share the screen.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, हाँ, यहाँ पे सर्च में टाइप
बॉट फादर
विदाउट स्पेस। हाँ,
आ गया
फादर। हाँ, आ गया वो, ये।
हाँ, यहाँ पे आ गया। अच्छा, ये वाला।
हाँ, राइट।
तो बॉट काफी बॉट फादर है ये वाला?
नहीं, हाँ, बॉट फादर जो है सिर्फ बॉट फादर। यहाँ पे स्टार्ट है, स्टार्ट पे क्लिक है, एंड यहाँ पे न्यू बॉट का ऑप्शन होगा एक, नहीं तो टाइप कर स्लैश न्यू बॉट। यहाँ पे बहुत सारे हैं लाइक क्रिएट करने का, बट स्लैश न्यू बॉट। हाँ, यू कैन गिव इट अ नेम, एनी नेम,
GK,
and you can create a bot for it, like GK bot.
अच्छा, उसका ऐसा बोलना है GK बॉट। सब लोग सवाल पूछो जी के वर्ड को, मतलब I'm already taken.
दिस ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट, तो कुछ और करना पड़ेगा। जो भी करना है उसके लास्ट में बॉट होना चाहिए, सफिक्स में बॉट होना चाहिए। नहीं, अभी क्रिएट, ओके।
भी ले लिया मतलब।
Put a some sign, time pass 1 to 3 at bot. Yes sir. हाँ.
हाँ, अभी ये टोकन को कॉपी कर सकते हैं, जस्ट क्लिक करने से कॉपी हो जाएगा वो।
Okay, and then
पेस्ट इट।
अच्छा, enter the telegram dot token. सर्च प्रोवाइडर कौन सा?
हाँ, यू कैन चूज ओलामा वेब सर्च।
बट ओलामा मैंने कुछ इंस्टॉल नहीं किया है वैसे।
नहीं चलेगा, उससे
वेब
कोई इशू
सर्च है
नहीं
ना
है।
वो।
एक्चुअली
अच्छा,
ये
web
फ्री
search
है, बाकी कुछ करने पे उसमें वो पे करना पड़ेगा। ओलामा वाला फ्री है, इसको नो।
ये मैंने जब ओपन क्लॉ ऑनबोर्ड किया तो ये सब स्क्रीन दिखा रहा है,
हाँ
और उसके बाद फिर से मुझे प्रॉम्प्ट पे आ गया वो सी प्रॉम्प्ट।
हाँ, तो
क्या
प्रॉम्प्ट आ गया क्या?
स्क्रीन दिख रहा
अच्छा, so you have to share the screen.
एक सेकंड गोपाल, यू कीप ऑन ओनली।
है? स्किल्स को भी नो करना है।
अच्छा, स्किल्स को
Skills
नो
को no
करना।
करना है।
हाँ,
सॉरी,
अभी
ये
वो बात
अभी सबको नो करना है।
हाँ, ओके।
बट ये रिकमेंडेड बोल रहा है, कुछ फाइट नहीं है ना?
कंटिन्यू में
ना वो
नो किया
recommended
था,
to fight नहीं है।
इसको इंसेट किया।
Okay, so I
कंटिन्यू में
understand
आपने नो
you
किया
you
था।
no you have to say yes ना?
पता नहीं, मैंने नो तो किया नहीं, फिर से करूँ ओपन क्लॉ ऑनबोर्ड?
हाँ हाँ हाँ
On board, हाँ, together on board.
चलो ठीक है, I'll figure it out.
हाँ, yes करना है इसको। You have not even you have said that no, कि वो बंद कर दिया।
पता नहीं, यस मुझे पूछा भी नहीं उसने।
अच्छा,
सॉरी, I'll just remove the screen, hold on. हाँ गोपाल।
हाँ,
हाँ, इसको भी स्किप करेंगे भी। एक्चुअली स्पेस प्रेस करने से वो सिलेक्ट होता है, एंड देन उसके बाद जो भी ऑप्शन हमको सिलेक्ट करना, वो प्रेस स्पेस करेंगे एक बार। हाँ हाँ हाँ, सिलेक्ट हो गया वो। अब एंटर।
हुक्स वही है। हुक्स है, बेसिकली हुक्स क्या है कि वो इट इज लिसनिंग फॉर अ ट्रिगर और फिर ऑटोमेटिकली चालू हो जाएगा, तो हमको हुक्स नहीं चाहिए अभी। अच्छा, गेटवे हो गया, इंस्टॉल हो गया।
हो गया क्या? अच्छा,
हाँ, अभी स्टार्ट होगा वो।
अभी तक वो टेलीग्राम का एपीआई कहाँ डाल दिया गया?
हाँ, डाल दिया।
खत्म हो गया वो, कर दिया। So now you can command it from Telegram. This is amazing.
जस्ट एक बार पेयर करना पड़ेगा लास्ट 10 दिन।
ये नो पे कर्सर है, लेकिन जब मैं प्रेस कर रहा हूँ एरो की तो ये मूव नहीं हो रहा है।
और क्लिक करने पे हो जाएगा?
नहीं, क्लिक से तो स्पेस दबा के देखो, टैब।
ये टैब ट्राई टैब।
उससे भी नहीं हो रहा है साला।
Otherwise ask ChatGPT. What's next, Saket, for Gopal?
हाँ हाँ, जस्ट मिनट, अभी गो टू योर टेलीग्राम।
नहीं, वैसे स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा ना उसको, गेटवे स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा ना, फिर टेलीग्राम होगा ना अभी तो।
हाँ, ओके, राइट। तो यहाँ पे अभी ओपन क्लॉ गेटवे करने से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा बस।
ओपन क्लॉ गेटवे। हाँ, so that's your command to start OpenClaw every time it is shut down. Okay, OpenClaw gateway start, OpenClaw gateway stop. तो वो स्टॉप करने पे एजेंट बंद हो जाएगा।
नहीं, अभी कुछ रन हो रहा है, लेकिन आई शुड वेट, राइट?
नहीं, अब आई कैन सी योर स्क्रीन नाउ। वो प्रॉम्प्ट आ गया, so I can type now. Type here.
What do you say? OpenClaw?
OpenClaw space
gateway.
Space gateway. Gateway is the agent, the main agent name. Okay. Space. That's it. Enter. What has happened? Okay, just do gateway start. Gateway start.
It had to.
Gateway space चाहिए क्या?
Space start.
OpenClaw gateway run करके देखे एक बार. OpenClaw gateway run. But OpenClaw
ही प्रेस भी करा है वो.
ये तो इसको ही पूछता है ना ChatGPT को क्या करने का.
हाँ, ChatGPT पूछते हैं. You just copy the whole thing and give it to them. पूरा screen. Copy.
चलो भाइयों मैं जा रहा हूँ.
Okay,
Thanks,
Kshitij, bye.
Thanks, dear.
Thank you.
Actually, it should start automatically.
होने
So I
रहेंगे.
think जो हमने no कहा था ना उसके कारण that is interfering. जिसमें एक हमने no कहा, it is interfering.
क्या फिर वापस स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा?
I'm just thinking, yeah. Okay, so just to OpenClaw onboard again, yeah.
कहाँ पे जाके?
वही PowerShell पे.
Same terminal.
अच्छा PowerShell में.
Okay.
OpenClaw space
onboard.
space enter. नहीं वो भी चल नहीं रहा. Maybe I'll try without the space in the last. OpenClaw.
नहीं, फिर just normal जो इसका link है वो try करिए. I'll send it again.
Okay, you close this window, start a new window. Okay, close the window totally. Okay, start PowerShell again.
Start
PowerShell again.
ठीक है.
Yeah, again.
PowerShell open. ठीक है. फिर.
Okay. And now, if you can show your screen.
I'll show my screen.
Okay. And now, कैसे हमने चालू किया? Go to that OpenClaw website and just put that command.
I've sent the link again here in the message.
Yeah, just do the whole thing. Yeah.
क्या where are we?
No, we're doing restarting the whole installation. हो गया. Yours is done क्या, राजू?
नहीं यार, वो अभी yes किया मैंने.
Yes किया ना? Okay, good. Yeah, so normally people take a couple of hours. मैंने देखा कि it's not for all the hype it has generated, the installation is not easy. ये ordinary आदमी के लोग के पास की बात नहीं है.
एक काम करते हैं ना, if you find.
Yeah.
HTTPS.
मैं और गोपाल दोबारा तुम लोगों के साथ एक कॉल कर लेते हैं. If that's.
ठीक है.
टाइम भी हो गया ना, लंच टाइम भी.
चल ठीक है. Okay.
Okay, so are you okay with that?
Gopal?
Yeah, okay.
Will Saket be able to manage time?
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. हाँ, तो ये हम चारों में, sorry, कितने 4-5 जो भी है, we can do it again. I'll try to do it myself.
PowerShell उसे तो लगना PowerShell minus C IIM सब डालना पड़ेगा ना दोस्त.
हाँ, इसमें तो PowerShell डालना, ये तो गोपाल का है, मेरे पास तो है लेटेस्ट PowerShell.
ये आके नहीं रहा है.
ये पूरा मैंने भेजा है, वो पूरा एक कमांड है, वो पूरा कॉपी करिए.
PowerShell छूट गया उसमें, PowerShell minus C छूट गया.
अच्छा ये पूरा है.
और पूरा
फुल मैसेज.
और सेकंड मैसेज में लास्ट का वो नहीं है. सेकंड में
ऐसा नहीं, तो what we can do is, yeah, maybe I will go ahead because
no problem, that's fine.
ये one on one ही करना पड़ेगा.
नहीं ये दोस्त ये वो put a closing double quote just here. यहीं पर डबल आर के बाद में. हाँ, जाके तो मैसेज में सेकंड वाले में क्लोजिंग डबल कोट नहीं.
ओके.
ऐसा
नहीं यहाँ पे ओके. कैन डू अ कंट्रोल जस्ट अ डबल कोट, पूरा डिलीट एवरीथिंग एंड जस्ट अ डबल कोट, क्योंकि इट्स कंटिन्यूइंग फ्रॉम द लास्ट लाइन.
हाँ ये चलेगा.
नहीं, ये नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि इट हैज रिपीटेड. ओके, जस्ट कम कंट्रोल सी क्या था, कंट्रोल एक्स क्या करते हैं विंडोज में इसको. हाउ डू यू गेट कंट्रोल सी?
या राइट क्लिक. हाँ, कंट्रोल.
ओके, नाउ राइट द फर्स्ट लाइन टोटली. ओके, with a closing quote. And now do it. Yeah, that's what I found. That see, OpenClaw, for all the hype it is creating, it's not so easy because we have done 2-3 installations. People need help, yeah.
हाँ, थोड़ा टेक्निकली तो चाहिए. सही बात है.
Yeah. तो इसमें 1000 क्वेश्चन है. I mean, they have Peter Steinberger has said that he has simplified it, but it's not like ये वही प्रॉब्लम हो गया जो मेरे कंट्रोल केस में हुआ था कि हमने प्रोडक्ट बनाया था. बहुत सारा सिंपल ऑप्शंस दिए थे लेकिन उन लोगों को समझ में नहीं आया था. So it's too hard for people. For all that's why there's an opportunity to simplify this. We lost your screen, Gopal.
चलो मैं जा रहा हूँ खाने, but I'm keeping the meeting on. हाँ,
ठीक है. ओके, ठीक है.
ठीक है.
Enjoy. Thanks, Raju. Yeah.
Thanks, Raju. ये क्या, मेरा पीसी भी हैंग हो गया शायद.
अच्छा.
नहीं आया. ठीक है.
So you can clear the screen. Okay, let it do it.
तो पहला जो किया होगा उस पे अभी रीराइट करेगा क्या?
अब ये इसको खुद ही मालूम है क्या करता है, because it could use its AI also. तो अभी जो करेगा तो हम रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे उसका, क्योंकि this is a new pathway for us because हम लोग का इंस्टॉल हो गया था. So we'll
हम्म.
see what it does. Yeah. We'll solve it, whatever comes.
अभी इसमें मतलब you said it is an LLM plus RAG plus agent. मतलब LLM means you can choose whichever LLM you want.
Correct.
RAG, whatever you showed, I mean, how it retrieves it, and then agent. ठीक है, अच्छा.
Yeah. So what I was trying to show you that it should be RAG heavy. Okay, and MCP heavy, but it is open. Most of the people, the way they use, they are doing LLM heavy. Okay, तो LLM में कोई मैजिक नहीं है. LLM में you are putting जितना भी your guardrails या rubric या जो भी data you are putting directly into the context window. वो जाता है and it gives an output directly back. Okay, it's one round work. That's it. So you really need very long context window for this to work. ठीक है.
और इसमें if needed I can also connect. Initially जो हम लोग कर रहे थे, you said don't connect the ChatGPT, right? And why was that?
No, because ChatGPT का it needs the API access, and हम अपने पास जो है वो API access नहीं है. मतलब API access के लिए ChatGPT has a different plan. It is not $20 में नहीं आता है.
अच्छा ठीक है.
वो खाली $20 में वेबसाइट आता है और जो वेबसाइट के थ्रू दे रहा है वो आता है. लेकिन अगर कोड, if you want code access, उसका अलग प्लान है कोई.
I got it. ठीक है.
तो इसलिए मैंने कहा कि वो if you put that, तो एक तो API नहीं होगा, दूसरा होगा तो it will, I don't know उसका बिलिंग कैसे होता है.
No, got it. मुझे लगा कि $20 प्लान मतलब because it is paid, it gives you the API. So you're saying it
no, API they are charging separately. So API they're charging per million token at like $30 something like that. That's how they're making money basically. And $20 is just to entice you to see that ChatGPT is useful and powerful.
तो अभी हम लोग उलामा सब यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं ना. It is not needed. Even with the one which you shared earlier, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do actually Olama installation while we are doing this.
अच्छा.
On the side. ठीक है. तो go to olama dot जो मैंने साइट दिया था. olama.com. वेबसाइट. ओके वो रिफ्रेश कर रहा है. ठीक है, वो कुछ किया उसने, आगे बढ़ाओ. रिफ्रेशिंग लोडेड गेटवे सर्विस. So I know the problem. The problem was the permission. तो हमने permission नहीं दिया था तो मर गया शायद. Hopefully should ask the permission again. तो फिर पूरा अनइंस्टॉल करके दोबारा से चालू करना पड़ेगा.
और क्या उलामा ये वाला ही है ना. Not sharing it. इसमें गलत शेयर करना.
You should do Mistral. That has the full.
Quen is better than Mistral, sir. Go to models.
First has to install, right?
Oh, yeah. We need to install बोला
So I should wait for it. Okay. ठीक है.
Okay, now it has installed, I think. Yeah.
ठीक है. Run OpenClaw Doctor चाहिए नहीं चाहिए ना वो?
It's not necessary. अभी OpenClaw गेटवे डायरेक्ट रन कर सकते हैं.
OpenClaw
गेटवे.
It's OpenClaw Doctor minus fix.
गेटवे फेल टू स्टार्ट. ओके, न्यू टर्मिनल में स्टार्ट हो चुका है ये ऑलरेडी. इट वाज ऑलरेडी रनिंग इन अदर टर्मिनल. ये वहां पे कैश के लिए. ठीक है. सो ये गेटवे का जो टर्मिनल दिख रहा है, दिस ऑलवेज हैज टू बी ओपन इन ऑर्डर टू रन.
always has to be open. ठीक है.
हाँ, अगर OpenClaw चलाना है तो ये कनेक्टेड रहना चाहिए. एंड अभी टेलीग्राम पे जाइए. यहाँ पे जो बॉट क्लिक हुआ था वो, हाँ, वो बॉट पे क्लिक करने से वो बॉट ओपन हो जाएगा अपना. टाइम पास 1 2 3 बॉट. वहाँ पे लिंक है मैसेज के अंदर में. हाँ, सबसे ऊपर में. नहीं, उसके टॉप में, उसी मैसेज में टॉप में एकदम. हाँ, ये आपका बॉट है. इसको स्टार्ट एंड यहाँ पे कुछ मैसेज भेजेगा. हाँ, अभी ये वाला एक नीचे में कोड आ रहा है. ये रन कराना है एक न्यू टर्मिनल के अंदर में. सबसे नीचे जो एक कमांड है, OpenClaw पेयरिंग अप्रूव टेलीग्राम. ये
अच्छा.
ये न्यू टर्मिनल में इसको रन कराना है. हाँ, यहाँ पे कर सकते हैं.
कैसा? just like this. Okay.
हाँ.
Approve Telegram sender.
हाँ, और एक कुछ मैसेज आएगा यहाँ पे. ठीक है, यू कैन ट्राई सेंडिंग अ मैसेज इन टेलीग्राम.
हेलो.
हाँ, कुछ भी मैसेज कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. हाय, हेलो.
How's things in Singapore?
अरे चल रहा है यार.
सो गेटवे का जो टर्मिनल है वहां पे हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जैसे मैंने कुछ यहाँ पे कमांड भेजा तो वहां पे क्या काम हो रहा है. नहीं, यहाँ पे सारा कुछ आपका चलते रहेगा. लाइक अभी टेलीग्राम में मैसेज भेजा है तो इट विल शो कि क्या एक्टिविटी चल रहा है वहाँ.
बट यहाँ गेटवे का वो जो विंडो तो बंद हो गया ना, अभी खाली यू कैन सी
नहीं, यही है, ये गेटवे का, ये नहीं, ये गेटवे का विंडो है, ये वाला।
अच्छा
हाँ,
अच्छा
ये
हम्म।
गेटवे के विंडो में ही हम लोग को एक्टिविटीज दिखे है कि हाँ वो रिक्वेस्ट ले रहा है या रिप्लाई कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है।
तो ये जब रिप्लाई करता है, so it uses one of the LLM to just give general answers.
Yeah, that's what it's
because
doing.
it is
So
not
in the RAG,
Hey Rohit, your voice is breaking. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा।
can you hear my voice now?
Now I can hear, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So basically, OpenClaw is everything, right? It's RAG plus it is MCP plus it is LLM. Okay, so what initially क्या करता है कि so it looks at the internal files. जैसे हम लोग बनाए थे ना पे वहाँ पे तो इसका there are some files called soul.md, agents.md, gateway. The multiple MD files are there. Okay, वो पूरा पढ़ता है. And as I told you, since ये सब सारा का सारा वो LLM को देगा, तो उससे सारा का सारा पढ़ के उसका एक कंटेक्स्ट विंडो बनाता है और वो कंटेक्स्ट पूरा वो LLM को दे देता है. ठीक है, फिर LLM
अभी
gives a
नोटबुक
response.
LLM में अभी नोटबुक LLM, what I thought was RAG, मतलब वहाँ पे whatever my files I'm uploading, it answers based on those files, right? तो यहाँ पे but RAG क्या है, मैंने कुछ अपलोड नहीं किया, अगर करूँगा
तो बनाना पड़ेगा, तो वो काम करना है अभी यहाँ पे. अभी you just have the base installation right now. लेकिन आपको कैसे यूज करना है, क्या डेटा करना है, कोडिंग के लिए करना है, प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए करना है, एनालिसिस करना है, that's the next work, next stage.
Got it. And just to compare versus notebook LLM and this one, notebook LLM is basically LLM plus RAG. इसमें it is LLM plus RAG plus agent. That is how I see it.
Yeah, because notebook LLM cannot run commands on your machine. So here you can make a command ki switch on a light, or give me an alarm, or go to my Google Calendar and reply to my email. वो सब you can do directly from OpenClaw, but you cannot do that from notebook LLM. You can run all the tools which are available, or go to a browser, go to a site, log in, find the cheapest ticket. वो सब काम नोटबुक नहीं कर सकता है, because notebook LLM has no rights on your local laptop. जबकि OpenClaw has full rights on your local laptop. That's why security लोग डरते हैं, क्योंकि एक बार कोई किसने फैला दिया, पता नहीं क्यों स्केयर किया कि पूरा डिलीट कर दिया मेरा ईमेल, उसने पूरा ईमेल का एक्सेस दिया था, उसने पूरा ईमेल डिलीट कर दिया. ओके, तो एक और बंदे ने फाइल सिस्टम एक्सेस दिया था, उसने पूरा फाइल सिस्टम एक्सेस कर दिया. So people don't know it, so that's why the safe way is to not give any access. And or give only those access जहाँ पे सब कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाए, तभी कुछ नुकसान नहीं होगा. So that's what the agent. So what the agent does is that's the power. कि अब जैसे कि in रांची मॉल केस, ठीक है, अब हमारा जो सिक्योरिटी है, ब्लॉकचेन किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. So what we can do is we can create a skills.file and write all the complex things there and ask people to just check whether this thing is okay, or check I'm doing the right thing in simple English. So I can simplify all my complicated blockchain stuff and make it very simple using OpenClaw.
But वो तो notebook LLM में भी कर सकते हो ना?
Notebook LLM में नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि notebook LLM को मालूम नहीं है ना मेरा कमांड.
नहीं, because
मुझे सॉफ्टवेयर रन करना है, मुझे डेटा नहीं चाहिए, मुझे एक्शन चाहिए.
Oh, I got it. ठीक है.
I need actual action to happen. So I want things to run on my laptop, to run my program has to run. And notebook LLM will only give you the brains, it will give you the gyan, but it will not do it for you.
Got it.
ठीक है, so agent का काम क्या है कि the reason why it is so powerful is because it can do whatever you can imagine it can do automatically. और खाली your only one time work is to design the whole system and make it safe. उसके बाद वो automatically सब कुछ करेगा. So that's a very powerful idea. तो अब यही है कि now an application has to be found out, and so तो रांची तो इसलिए the reason why we got involved into this is कि मुझे consumption चाहिए था, so I can make so I know that many people will use OpenClaw and that count will keep on growing. So I have a scaling law. So I have a scaling law. So I'll write that scaling law and I'll create valuation onto my token. So that's why I'm using, that's my whole game plan. क्योंकि पहले मैं होटल कर रहे थे, लेकिन होटल में मेहनत बहुत लग रहा था. OpenClaw में फ्री मिल रहा है. consumption को, because it's just the hype is so high. So now we have found out that installation needs work. So that itself is an entry point for us. कि लोगों को install कराएंगे, so we'll know किसने install किया, and then we can get them. See, the biggest powerful is you can create a network and you can create multi-user collaboration out of it automatically. So that those things are very powerful in blockchain.
अभी हो गया कि चल रहा है इसमें अभी?
हो गया, everything is done. Now you Telegram से you can ask, okay, tell me the weather in Singapore. Just Telegram में just write in Telegram. Tell me the weather in Singapore. इसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगता है because वो आता है, it has to create the context, it has to send to LLM, receive the response from LLM, and then send you response back. So you can now go and see the screen, the black screen, वहाँ पे सब running data आएगा वहाँ पे. साकेत ये कर रहा है ना, it will do something. Yeah.
It's थोड़ा slow है actually. अभी कुछ दिन से I am also saying कि open router थोड़ा सा
So
slow
this is
है.
the problem with open router. Open router सब लोग चले गए तो भी मर गया बेचारा. So many people have gone there, you know. ये इसके लिए we have to go to Olama ना.
हाँ, Olama is very fast. Local I'm using it, it's very fast.
Okay, ठीक है, तो करा देना Olama करा पे.
यहाँ पे आ गया वो send message, okay chat वो आ गया स्क्रीन पे.
Weather field हो गया, ठीक है. ठीक है, so let's go to Olama then. Olama कराते इसको यहाँ पे. Did you install Olama?
नहीं, not yet. Go to.
Okay, so एक काम करते हैं. So okay, I think everyone is there. You know, I think साकेत को lunch भी करना होगा. So let's take a small break. We'll continue. We'll do another session. Then we'll continue this. Okay, I'll message again and we'll do within a day or two. आज
नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. What we can also do is राजू के साथ फिर साथ में करते हैं यार. मतलब we do it one time, no?
नहीं, we'll do many times यार. So we'll do one with you and one with Raju. No problem. ठीक है, तो yeah, साकेत have lunch वगैरह, take a small break, and आज are you available later today?
Yeah.
कर सकते हैं. You tell me what time साकेत कब चाहिए?
हाँ, ठीक है, तो 1-2 घंटे में मैं मैसेज करता हूँ, ठीक है ना?
ठीक है. No worries.
ठीक है, let's take a small break. ठीक है.
Sure.
Okay dear, ठीक है, मिलते हैं today itself. ठीक है साकेत, we'll talk again.
Sure sir. Yeah, bye.
चलो, bye. Thanks यार.
Dear, we have to continue, so we'll do this. Yeah.
रोहित, आपको माउंट आबू के लिए तैयार?
हाँ, I'm walking 20 kilometers every day.
20 kilometers every day. अरे ये तो एकदम.
तो यार होगी last time बैंड बज गया था ना यार मेरा, तो इस बार I have to be ready. And I've lost 10 kilo weight also. So I think I should be better than Rinjani this time.
Wow, but 20 kilometers every day. Wow. Strength training भी कुछ कर रहा है क्या?
क्या?
Strength.
हाँ, step भी कर रहा हूँ मैं. Step इसमें से 3 kilometers is step.
अच्छा. नहीं, very good. Because मेरा भी हमेशा fight more than the distinct strength training का ही होता है. घुटने में इतना दर्द होता है, all that stuff. So good.
नहीं, मेरे तो स्टैमिना की प्रॉब्लम था ना. स्टैमिना घुटना तो था ही. स्टैमिना ही प्रॉब्लम था. तो पहले तो so at least stamina should be able through, लेकिन घुटना का जो होगा तो we have to handle, कुछ कर नहीं सकते. But I think Rinjani में we are going up, going down and going up and then going down. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ going up है and फिर summit day में go up and then go down. और final day में only going down है. तो it's slightly easier but not too easy. इसका भी वही हो सकता गड्ढा भर है, but slightly like 5% easier than Rinjani. और Rinjani में मैंने देखा कि it's a 5-day trek of difficulty level. ठीक है, in India hikes IH. और अपने को 3 दिन में कराया था. वो 5 दिन का जो डिफिकल्ट है वो अपने को 3 दिन में कराया था. उसने बैंड बज गया था हम लोग का उसमें.
अरे रोहित, तू भी लंच कर ले यार.
ठीक है, okay, I'll will see you then. Okay, ठीक है.
चल.
We'll see you then. Okay, take care. Bye.